exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Welcome to Red Light Therapy, a revolutionary technology perfected by NASA to aid in muscle strengthening and recovery. Red and infrared light has the capacity to penetrate deep into the cell's mitochondria, potentially leading to increased energy, faster recovery, and the optimal performance your body demands. Train, fight, recover.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Boys and girls, yes, sir. Welcome aboard to the Big O Radio Show, mastered by the one and only Sean Stanley, live from Hialeah Park. I guess you're getting up because I'm not centered. Is that the deal? Remember, it's opposite of what you're looking at, right? Okay, remember that. Opposite of what you're looking at. He's got it now. He's moving it. There we go. There we go. Opposite of what you're looking at. There you go. There you go. So you had to move it that way. So there you go. Now you're there. You're there. Look at you. Look at you. We are centered. All right. All right. I had a little issue with centering yesterday myself, too. I was telling Mike McCoy that, too, on Tuesday night. Yo, get centered. Apologies, a little late here than normal. Had a flat tire. Still have a flat tire. One of those things where I got that. I stopped at the gas station. I got that stupid thing, the can to shoot into it and all that. But the slow leak is still there, and I probably will have a flat tire when it's all said and done when I leave from here. So I'm going to need AAA. So I got to call a wife. I hope she fixed it from that day when I was in Vegas. So.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, dude. I didn't have AAA, and I had to go call some bogus thing. They saved my ass, man.
I'm trying not to laugh at you. I'm laughing with you.
No, that's fine. You can laugh, bro. I mean, that's kind of what this is all for, bro.
I forgot about the Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
dude.
that's right. That was the longest pizza delivery ever.
Yeah. It was, and it was some of the best $95 I've ever spent in my life because it got me out of that effing heater that I was in the car, so it was just one of those deals. But anyway, the things we do to keep this thing going every single day is just absolutely amazing. Anyways, good morning. Hope you all are doing well. Hope you had a better morning than I have, because I think I'm going to need somebody to come out and fix my flat out here at Hialeah Park. Anybody got a service out there that does that stuff? Reach out to me, man. We do have a business line. You can actually call me on it, 786-754-4664. There you go. It's I think about it. That's a good way they could reach out to the show if you've got a service that
we may be going to break soon.
Yeah, exactly. I could meet you downstairs so you can fix my tire, man. Damn it. We'll give you some plugs. You plug the tire, we plug your business. How about that? Frankie Fresco says, Big O, did you get my tweets yesterday on MJF? God, Frankie, I have so much shit going on. Well, what's that? First of all, MJF, what's that for? What's it for?
Maxwell Jacob Friedman, AEW.
Oh,
AEW has MJF.
Oh, really?
Yes, and FTR.
Wow.
There's a bunch of initials running around there.
Okay.
FTR is the AAA tag team champions.
Do they have CIA or FBI?
There was an FBI and ECW.
How about the NCAA?
The NCAA, no.
Okay. All right. All right. I did not know. I'm sorry, Frankie. I must have missed MJF, and you probably would have confused the shit out of me like you did right now. And so I probably, if I read it, I'm like, what's he talking about? That kind of stuff. I had a hell of a day yesterday, too. I mean, it was just, I did not stop yesterday.
It was because he cut a promo on the Buffalo Bills last night. They're in Buffalo. AEW was in Buffalo.
Oh,
And he
okay.
came out wearing the Josh Allen jersey.
Aha.
And everybody popped and was giving him the baby face cheering, and then he turned on him and
Right.
did all his heel things and said Josh Allen sucked.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. All right. We can't play it, obviously, because...
Yeah. Don't know.
Right.
I had my fantasy draft last night.
Oh, really?
I have Tua and Josh Allen.
Wow.
Yes. So my first official move as GM, I benched Josh Allen and started Tua.
Wow. Oh, because of tonight?
Well, they play tonight, so it'll lock in Josh Allen as my starter.
Okay. So you like Allen more to put up points this week than... Oh, you like Tua to put up more points?
No, I have officially benched Josh Allen.
So you're going with Tua?
Yes, I'm going with Tua.
Okay. All right.
Although I think Bill Belichick's going to go 10 defensive backs and 1 nose tackle.
Yeah, there's no doubt he's going to flood the zone.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, he's going to flood the zone because he doesn't have the kind of speed to stay with those people. So he's got to play. He's got to play that. He's going to have to try to confuse in the coverages. See my message about Tyre. Go Fins. Let's see. Leon, thank you for the super chat. And what did he send? What? See my message about Tyre? Where's that at? I don't. Oh, here it is. Big O, I used to do a tire litigation many years ago. Don't plug the tire, especially if you have an SUV. You should replace it as necessary for safety. I will give you a super chat to contribute. No, you talk about, plug. Oh, you mean I shouldn't plug the tire? I should just replace the tire after, and as a flat? Damn, you got some money, bro. Tire's fine, bro. It's not.
Yeah, but sometimes what'll happen is, and I'm thinking back to my estimator days. There's an accident and you see a plug in a tire.
I see. Okay. All right. See, now you guys screwed me up now. Oh, well. All right. I don't know how.
Way to go, Leon Fresco.
Yeah.
Way to bring the show to the screeching halt.
Although, you know what, Leon? I do need to at least get it plugged so I could get home.
No, yeah. No, not saying don't ride around on the plug.
But I gotta get it plugged in order so I can get
it
home,
yes.
And then maybe during the weekend I can change it.
Yeah.
Lord knows.
Well, don't forget, tomorrow we got Acura.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We got Acura tomorrow. We got Canes on Saturday. By the way, we will be doing Canes pre and post for you and Dolphins pre and post. Okay? And still trying to find homes. So we'll see if there are some homes for that. But at least we will be doing in studio for now. But I do have to get my wife says I do have AAA. So I'll call AAA and then they'll come over and they'll fix it and they'll plug the tire and, Liba says GM plug tire, don't plug tire, especially if it has good, it's got good threads. It's still very good tire. It's not an old tire. So I don't know, man, but I gotta fix it. I know it's going to be out of air by the time I get here or by the time I get out because it was already going downward on the way in. It was one of those deals. Big O, the best time of the year is back. Football, the best holiday during the year. It also, Cobra Kai Season 5 is out. So no more Sports Grill watch party. Go to Duffy's, 57th and Avenue and Great Vibe. Well, you never know. Maybe we could be at Duffy's or somewhere else. You never know. We are in conversations with a couple of places. We're waiting to make certain decisions. And hopefully we will get a home on the road. If not, we will gladly do it from our studios, and we'll still be fine actually doing it from the studios. I'd like to be at a bar because I think it's a cool thing. to be at a bar and having some fun with fans and stuff like that. So, it's one of those deals. Hey, man, listen, maybe what we'll do is, okay, give me another week. But maybe what we have to do is call on the entire family, and we got to then maybe attack one certain company and tell them, hey, we're all going to show up, and that's it. And we say a couple hundred people show up, and we're going to make it a party, and then they'll say, yeah, well, we'll definitely be a home, that kind of deal. But we'll see. We'll have some fun with all of that, and we'll find something. We'll get something done. I'm not worried about it. Drago says, good morning, Big O. Patch the tire from the inside, take it to Firestone, $20 or so. That's safer than the process to do that. Either way. Yeah, well, that's usually what it is. I didn't really mean like the plug. I meant like they put that patch inside, usually. But it doesn't matter. I get all of that. And listen, I haven't really seen exactly the hole. So you could be right. I may be no choice. It might be on the corner of a tire, and then you really have to, unfortunately, replace the tire. That kind of stuff. Remember the tire's on the car. I've been more worried about. Let me see if it's a slow leak. Let me see if this was just air that got out or whatever. I put air, then it went out again, and I said, "Oh, wait a minute. Let me go get I got that stupid foam shit." And put that in there and put some air, and it went out slower. The fast leak became slower. That's what it was. So I know that by the time I get out, I think it was like I got it up to like 36 to pressure. By the time I pulled up to Hialeah, it was like at 21 or something. Yeah. Yeah, I'm rolling. So yeah, it was but I know that when I get out, it'll be zero. Guaranteed zero, you know. Big O, thanks for the recommendation of Caneswear. Great place. They treated me super. Yeah, they're awesome. They're amazing people. They treat you great. Jeff, Brett, all the amazing people at that place. Brett has actually he's created a vibe, with that place. That's what Caneswear is. Caneswear is a vibe. Yeah.
And they're expanding.
Yeah.
I was there last night.
Crazy.
Had to go over there to get a shirt for the kid.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
Nice. There you go. That's a smart thing to do. Big O, you are right. Belichick is already up to his tricks, messing with your tire. Yeah, exactly. Messing with our show, our tire, our iTunes, which, by the way, iTunes, like, when are you guys going to fix our downloads, bro? Like, what's going on with iTunes? I mean, we're approaching a week. It started on Saturday, if I'm correct, right? Saturday? Because of the best ofs over the weekend. I think he posted 13 of them. Only one of them went through, and so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday shows. Sporadically, a couple make it through, but not many. So that's why I always tell you guys, have another platform as a backup, because 2 weeks ago Spotify had a day that they were also having issues. And then you guys reach out to us and you think it's us, but it's not really us. We're loading like normal. It's just they're having some issues. And so right now, iTunes, I don't know what the hell is going on, but they are missing out on a whole bunch of our downloads. Now, iTunes. Now, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, Amazon, iHeart, you name it. Everyone else, SoundCloud, Podbean, everybody else is fine. So if you listen through iTunes, get something else as a backup for the hell of it, just in case, because it's not just for my show. It could be for any show that has those issues. At least you could follow them also by using another service as a backup. So there you go. What else? Big O going today to Duffy's 57th Avenue. I'll tell Wayne today, I got you. Such a great vibe. Lots of space and everything. They filmed Ballers, the show, and TV shows there before. I got you, bro. I got you. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Triple S podcast says, usually don't agree, but always appreciate dedicated Dolphin content. Salute, Big O. There you go. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Extreme, agree. Getting Big O to boat campers on the intercoastal. Jason Dow, Big O, you are right. Belichick is already. Oh, I already read that one. What else do we have here? Let me go to some of the earlier ones. So, by the way, who was first? Steve Chapman was in first, and Zorrilla in second, and then Brian Walters. He says, good morning. After tonight, the Bills loss and the Dolphins win on Sunday, we will be in first place. Hey, Rams have never been under 500, and McVay is 5-0 in a season opener. Man, they are. You know, the Rams are favored. The Bills are favored by 8.5 points. 8.5 points.
That has gone up then, because there was 1.5.
Oh, I just saw it this morning, and I saw 8.5 points.
So then Stafford's been ruled out because that's
over
been the
and
elbow
under
injury.
52. Why did I see that? Is that wrong?
I'm not gonna say it's wrong. I saw it the other day, and actually I think it's on our ESPN.
But no, Stafford is not out. I haven't seen that he's out.
No, that's the
right?
only reason I saw it at 1.5. When you said 8.5, the only thing I can think of is
Let me see.
they say he's out.
Let me see if I got it wrong or something. What I was watching. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Would be nice. There we go. Would be nice if this thing actually kicked in with the internet. All right, so now I'm looking at it. I thought I saw this morning. I saw 8.5, and I was like, "What the hell?" And I was like, "Man, this is crazy stuff that they would actually have them favored by 8.5." And that's what I was thinking, that maybe there was an injury. No, it says 2.5 now. What the hell was I looking at this morning that said 8.5? So it's 2.5.
Yes, so it's gone up a point though. It has gone up a point because it was 1.5. I looked at it this morning because of our pick'em,
Right.
and it was at 1.5.
Well, the over and under was right on one I saw, 52. Why did it have 8.5? Maybe I looked at something else and I got it confused, and I just wrote it. The money line, I got it. I got both exactly like the one that's here, because I checked another service, and that's
Maybe you
why.
glanced real quick, and the 8:20 time took your eye off of the.
No,
2.5, or-
actually, look.
Oh,
Look at my bookie.
yeah. My bookie says plus 8.5.
My bookie says 8.5. Okay.
I'm going to my bookie right now.
I mean, that's crazy, dude. I don't know if you were able to see it with the glare a little bit, but 8.5, my bookie has it. I'm like, yo, what the hell is this? And no, it's 2.5. Okay. 2.5. That's more like it. I was going 8.5. I'm taking the Rams all the way. I'm like, yeah. I was going, man, this is going to be an easy lockdown segment on that one. Because I lost again last night. Damn it, bro. That half run is right. Vegas, man. They are awesome. They're just so awesome in Vegas. How they're right there by the number. Always. Always. Yes.
Too extreme. You're good. We see you.
8.5 was the Finns over and under total in Vegas. There you go. We went over on that. We got that bitch. That's easy money this year with the Dolphins. Lenny says, Big O, did you hear Chris Perkins' comments about Tua and the Dolphins? Wow, that guy is a huge hater. I didn't think the Sun Sen will replace Omar with him. First of all, Perkins is not a hater. Perkins is one of the best human beings you will ever meet on the planet. Clearly, he's not a believer. I saw what's that called? The X's, whatever they call it now. It's called, right, the deep dive with Chris Perkins. I love all the pictures that they used with Perk and all that. That was funny. And so I saw the Furonis, Hyde, and Perk. And by the way, kudos to the Sentinel putting Furonis in there. Okay? He deserves to be in there. That young man works hard. He's not afraid of having an opinion, which I like that from David Furonis. Yeah, he's not a fan. He's not a believer. Now there were some things that he said, and I don't even want to paraphrase him, but it kind of showed like he was talking about arm strength and all that. He wasn't at practice a lot because he just got to practice right at the end. So he really didn't get to watch a lot of training camp. And I don't think he really watched a lot of Tua. And so, listen, that's fine, man. It's all good. Guys and ladies out there, I just want you to know they don't need to hire people that are fans. It's not their job. They got to hire people that have an opinion. Whatever it is, you may not like it, but they may be right. We might be wrong, right? Okay? While I disagree with people that don't think Tua can play, doesn't mean I'm right. I haven't been proven right yet, and they haven't been proven right either. But sometimes fans have this sense that you need to hire somebody that's going to agree with the team and be a cheerleader and all that kind of stuff. And Perk doesn't have a hateful bone in his body. Okay? I've known Chris Perkins for like 20 years. Hung out with Perk. I've been on the road with Perk. You know, he's as good a human being as you can find. Okay? He's giving you his opinion. That's it. He's not a hater or anything like that. And if Tua proves him wrong, he's the kind of guy that has no problem saying, I'm wrong. I'll take the L. I didn't see that. And this guy proved me wrong. He'll do that. Perk's not the guy that's going to spin it and put excuses to it or anything like that. But again, I just want fans to understand. You know, you kind of get spoiled with me at times because I'm openly rooting for the teams because I am a fan. I'm born and raised here, man. I love all the local teams. That's I want them to win, but I'm also objective. I'm not afraid to tell you if the team is doing something wrong, if the coach is not any good. But a lot of the media members that you're going to run into, they're not from South Florida. So they're coming in here completely objective, or maybe they might have some biases or something like that when they get to town. But overall, they're still going to, I think, objectively say what they think. They're not, I think most of the media members in town aren't necessarily trying to click the bait. You know, that they're not looking for that. They're not looking to throw stuff out just to get you to click. So Perk's not doing it because, oh my God, this will stir it up and this will get the Pro Tua people to, be up in arms and complain about me and all that. And I've seen it. I've seen it on social media, people complaining about Perk and all that. But, Perk's a really good person, man. All right. It's his opinion. He might be right. He might be wrong. Time will tell. Time will tell for all of us. For Tua, for you, for me, for the Chris Perkins of the world, and many others that don't believe in Tua. So we'll find out. But let's not mix it up, man. Perk's a really, really good human being. So you won't get me to ever say anything bad about Chris Perkins. I may disagree with him, but I'm not going to say anything bad about Perk. Perk's a really good man. The Seaman was running wild in the locker room yesterday. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. I heard they banned him after that too. They told me, "Oh, we don't want the Seaman here at all." Sean tried to, negotiate, but no, Ann wouldn't have any of it. She said, "Get him out of here." That's it. You heard it, right?
Yeah, no, they wouldn't take the 6-pack of Pepsi and the Tootsie Pops.
Yep, that's it.
Tried, C-Man.
They tried, but no way. Couldn't buy him. Dougie Fresh says, okay, so people who work covering the Finns are just doing their job. Can I still say that Chris Sims looks like the snitch in every person's escape movie? Yes. Yes, you can. Chris Sims, I said locally. Okay? Locally. My buddy, my best friend who we lost on December 9th, Bill Preston, when he was with me on the show, when he first started, he had that thing about the media, that it's all clickbait and all that kind of stuff. So he said to me, "So what are you going to do to kind of stir it up?" And I said, "I don't do that." I said, "We never have to create any kind of controversy. It'll come on its own. We don't have to worry about it. Brett Favre will take money from Mississippi. We'll have all the material we need. It'll show up. People will do bad things, and they'll do it on their own, and they'll assault women, and they'll get arrested, and they'll send dirty texts and whatever, and we'll cover it. There's no need to create that." And I think that's kind of I think that's kind of the definition for the media for a lot of you out there. I think a guy like Chris Sims does do that. I think he's kind of a weasel, that he does those kind of things. And there's a lot of people like that. In fact, I had something from John Gruden yesterday that I did not use. And if I can, Sean, I want to bring it up to you. It's interesting that we're into this conversation because the Gruden thing was exactly something that I was going to talk about yesterday. And it kind of falls in the line of what this person was just talking about with Sims. And let me see if I can find it here, because this was a really good story overall. Damn it. I might have just let it go by the wayside because I did not use it yesterday, so I probably moved on, unfortunately. Damn it. But it was one of those where John Gruden was being interviewed, and he was talking about his situation and how he feels that he's a good person and that there's no excuses for his emails. He made a mistake, but he feels that he has shown his actions over the years to be a good person. And then he talked about ESPN, and and I'm kind of paraphrasing, but he was like, "I can't watch that network anymore because I know a lot of the stuff there is not real." And that's what you're talking about, where you've got the producers constantly at ESPN, because they do that a lot at ESPN. It's the clickbait stuff. That's why you see all the Tua stupid stories. Oh, you found it?
Yeah, I got it. It was actually on an ESPN story. It was on ESPN Plus.
But the story I have, no, it's not, because they have a video of him. That's why I wanted you to
this
play
doesn't have
it.
video. This has the wording.
Yeah, this has.
He says that I worked at ESPN for 9 years, worked hard at that job. I don't even want to watch the channel anymore because I don't believe everything is true. And I know a lot of it is just trying to get people to watch.
Right.
But I think we've got to get back to reality.
Right. Exactly. And so, listen, man, there are different ways to do shows. You can be the clickbait show, right? And you can create all kinds of controversy when there really isn't there. It's not really my style. I don't like doing that. You could just go clown around and screw around and not really talk sports. A lot of people do that. That's successful. Or maybe you could just do a sports talk show. And that's kind of where we fall in. We have some fun. We joke around too, man. But at the same time, we like to do sports talk. I like to do sports talk. And I'm really happy because the downloads show it, the views are showing it. You guys like sports talk, you know? We worked our asses off to race down there to camp yesterday to get all kinds of interviews from that locker room. Got a lot of good sound, by the way. Got a lot of good sound. Got the interviews. I thought C-Man did a really good job bouncing around, getting a bunch of interviews. We got a lot of sound for you guys yesterday. Just but yeah, there are different ways different ways to skin a cat, as they say, right? We do it one way, and many others do it other ways. You know what I mean? And you got it finally. You found it. Oh, yeah. It's yeah. Go ahead if you want to play it. If you have it there, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Right now, so you can't really comment on that particularly, but the kind of person you are, I thought maybe it was important that maybe you sort of share and just my little bit of exposure around you and the things I've read that your players have said, and your assistants have said, and the coaches you've been under. I think maybe there's been a different kind of person portrayed. I just want to give you the chance to talk about that.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm not going to say anything but honest things here. I'm ashamed about what has come about in these emails, and I'll make no excuses for it. It's shameful. But I am a good person. I believe that. I go to church. I've been married for 31 years. I got 3 great boys. I still love football. I've made some mistakes, but I don't think anybody else in here hasn't. And I just ask for forgiveness, and hopefully I get another shot.
There you go. And so, listen, this has nothing to do with what you think about Gruden or not. That has zero to do with it. It's the part where he says he can't watch ESPN, because he doesn't believe what's there. And I'm just telling you because I know the business. And I know what they do in this business. And I know how they try to just do stuff to kind of get clickbait. And they write the articles that way. There are people that write that way. We have a couple people locally that do write, and they don't write for the local paper actually, but they do write in the sensationalistic way, right? To try to get you guys out there. So yeah, it happens. There's no doubt. By the way, we're out here at Hialeah Park where they own the loosest slots in all of the state. So come on out, bring that favorite someone with you. Enjoy yourselves. They've got DJs on Friday nights. They got a little dancing. They've got the Flamingo Club downstairs. Flamingo Bar, that is, downstairs. They got all kinds of stuff going on, man. Hundreds and hundreds, like over 900 machines downstairs. Up here in the poker room, the Champions Sports Bar. There's so much going on at Hialeah Park. Great place to hang out. Non-smoking casino. They do have the smoking hot slots outside. They've got all kinds of fans and ventilation, so it's actually pretty cool. It's under roof and everything, so you're good. So check it out. If you do want to enjoy your smoke while you're playing, you can do that there at the smoking hot slots, right? Or smoking slots or something like that. It's called smoking hot slots. There you go. It's a smoking hot slots. And then, of course, up here in the poker room, they've got all the captain's chairs. The lovely ladies will serve you drinks while you're here. And you can eat some breakfast like Sean Stanley is right now. He's having some breakfast. It's a beautiful thing. Michael Cody chiming in with a little super chat. He says, and Sean, thank you for this platform. You keep me connected to my Fins up here in Buffalo. Go Rams and Fins up. Tua's going to tear it up this year. Amen. Amen. Thank you, man. Thank you, Michael. It is amazing, huh? How many people are up there listening? Lisa's up there. Raging's up there. Michael's up there. There's one more person always on the board that's like from that area. Is it 6193? I forgot who it was, but there's one more person that I can remember. There's probably more that are up there, but man, it is amazing to me how many people in that northern part of New York listen to the show or watch it or whatever. Thank you all so much. Dolphins 13. Over the course of the years, they used John Gruden as a picture of someone and made tons of money off his face alone, not only what he did on the sidelines. A little Chucky. Daniel Ryan, I think the rise of the hot take media coverage is one of the big reasons shows like McAfee and others doing legit sports talk have taken off. Exactly. Because McAfee talks sports. He has fun and all that, like I do, but he is a sports guy. And he'll have some fun and all that. Yeah. Yeah, I can see Pat does a really good job with his show. You're right. What are you talking about? The Monday night gig or whatever Game day, right. Yeah, exactly. With college game day. Yeah, he had to take wrestling. He had to put wrestling a little bit on the back burner, right? Or something like that.
No, he'll still be there on Friday nights.
He will?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Damn, he is.
Dude's using that jet up.
Yeah, bro. He is raking it, man. Good for him, man. Good for him. He looks like a cool dude. He looks like the kind of guy you want to hang out with, have a beer and bullshit around, you know?
Yeah. I don't think you can just have one beer with him, though.
No, I know it's not
That's the
just one
problem.
beer, but, I'm just being,
I just remember the game days when he was jumping into the lake when they were interviewing him and he was done. And then he'd cannonball into the lake. And
Yeah.
everybody's like, it just brings a different aspect to ESPN.
Yeah, he's fun. He's fun. They don't like to have fun. Let's see. Dude, I spent years with top secret SCI clearance. Used to see press release documents before the Associated Press. I cannot watch the mainstream media. Everything they say is provocative. Well, no, it's not true. That's, Mark, I hear that and that's a lie, because I think if you're smart enough, you'll read through the bullshit and you'll know who's bullshitting you, and then you'll know what's real and what's not. And I think there's plenty of people in the media that are still very real. You just got to find them. You just got to work a little harder to figure out who's full of crap and who's, just trying to play the game and who's actually doing their jobs. I don't like painting the media in general like that, because I believe I see the people that do their jobs. You can tell. Over time, you can tell those people that actually care about doing their jobs, and they do it the right way and objectively. But there's no doubt that there is, some media that ain't worth a damn. J-Town says, I grew up in the Cuse, born in 75, became a huge Dolphin fan as a kid, now live in South Carolina, and still same fanatic. Way to go, J-Town. Appreciate you. Oh, 6193 says he's in New England. Okay. Somebody else. There's somebody else that's always on the board, and they're in that northern part of New York. Jesse M says nothing will ever top that old NFL commercial with the Dolphins fan in the snowy Buffalo neighborhood. Which one is that one? I don't remember that one. If you see it, send it to me, man, on YouTube or something. You find it. Send me the link. Sean, he said yesterday he's taken an absence from SmackDown for game day.
Yeah, no, I thank them. I haven't watched the latest McAfee. I'm a little behind. I had work to do.
So I don't know, but I guess I was up to it. I just said he going to take wrestling. Was going to take a little bit of a back seat to this thing.
Yeah, but the day before that, Triple H and them, they said they're talking it out, and it doesn't look like he's going to miss any time.
Well, apparently he is now. That's what.
I'm being
that's
told
what
this.
I read.
You know what? I'm going to stay more focused on my wrestling show and less focused on running around.
Well, you can't do it all. You can't walk and chew gum.
What's wrong
with
I
you?
Can't.
What's wrong?
I'm only
with you?
one man.
Damn, Jesus. Walking and chewing gum? I know it's tough, but come on, you can do it.
I can barely walk.
This is true. Miles says, so saying controversial stuff draws more attention. Tua will suck. The blood out of the Pats like a vampire. Ugh. I can't even fake it, right? No, you can't. Let's see. Leon says, here is the best comment I have heard about the media. Take the subject you know best and read stories. And the lack of knowledge there is happening in every other kind of story. There you go. I remember the Dolph fan in the Jets bar cheering and then silently sitting back down. Oh, I remember that one. I do remember that one. But what wasn't that like a commercial? Wasn't that like that wasn't a football commercial, right? That was like some kind of commercial that you were like uncomfortable, like an uncomfortable moment or something like that, right? Wasn't that
I
something?
feel like it was one of those ESPN bits that they did.
Really? Okay. Somebody send me the link. Now you guys are
I
talking
did
about
see
now,
something on Twitter that cracked me up yesterday. It was Dan Marino doing a commercial, a car commercial.
Oh, okay. Oh, the
And
one with the hat.
old Marino, like he's got the
yeah, and he's
the curls. I was like,
yeah. And then he's throwing some F-bombs after or something in the
oh,
commercial.
I don't. This one was the actual physical commercial. I guess that
Okay.
aired, so it didn't have
The
that, but
bloopers. Yeah.
I didn't have the bloopers or nothing. This is the actual physical, and I just started laughing because Marino was so young. Looked like I was like, wow.
Okay. Marcel's a little under the weather. Hopefully he feels better. How's that?
He looked a little like under the weather the other day when he was battling through it, bro. I just thought maybe it was just another soreness.
Yeah.
You know,
well,
somebody went to the gym, got sore.
It's going around, bro. It's going around.
Especially now too with the football season.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, let's tell you a little bit about Essential Moving Experts. We love talking about Sean Williams and the great people, not just Sean Stanley, but Sean Williams also, where he said he makes moving so easy. That's what people say all the time. They say moving was never so easy. So if you're moving your home, your office, you're moving within the town, from one county to another, from one state to another, across the country, it doesn't matter. Essential Moving Experts can handle it all. Office relocation, home moving services, long distance moving services, and storage. They can also store your goods even up to 30 days on the house as you're making the transition from one home to another, from one business to another. And here's the thing about Sean Williams and the great people at Essential Moving Experts. Flat rates, no surprise charges. And if you mention my name, you will get $150 off. Safe and efficient loading and unloading practices all the time, folks. Over 1,600 happy customers have already rated Essential Moving Experts. They love it. You will too. You will love the experience. It's frustrating to move. I hate moving. Use the right company to make it at least as easy as possible. I've done it a couple times, and it's not an enjoyable process. That's why it's very important to have the right moving company. Call Sean Williams and the great people at essentialmovingexperts.com. 844-368-5750, essentialmovingexperts.com. All right. I was thinking about this. So the Patriots, we have some fun with all of this, okay? So the Patriots come down early, and, we've had some fun with why they're coming down here early. The general thing is to acclimate themselves to the weather. And I was thinking about this last night. My fat ass is 55 years old. I go out there this morning dealing with the flat tire. I'm out there for just 3 minutes to pump that tire up and put that damn hose into the tire, and I'm sweating buckets, bro. And I'm here for half a century. You think I'm used to this? Hell no. I go out to walk the dog or hang out with the dog in the backyard. 5 minutes in. So the Pats are going to have 2 light practices on Wednesday and Thursday because you're not really hitting that hard or anything. And then you have a walkthrough on Friday. So that's going to get you ready for 4 intense quarters of high energy play in the heat at Hard Rock Stadium. Get out of here, dude. What kind of an idiot do you think I am? Do you think I was born yesterday? You think I'm stupid? So to me, this is all a panic move by Bill. I could joke around, oh, he's here to spy. Oh, he's here to poison Tua, whatever. But this is a panic move. They have struggled while they're down here, and now I think this actually puts them a little bit more at of a disadvantage because they're out of their norm. Did you see the field they were practicing in at Palm Beach Atlantic University? They don't have a football field. They had to create a goalpost. Yeah, it's just like two guys standing there. You remember when you were in school with the paper football? That's exactly what they did. They had one coach standing like this and the other coach a couple yards away standing like this. And then they will all look up. Okay, did it go through? Yeah, that's it. Okay. Was it about 10 feet? Yeah, it was 10 feet over. Okay. That's like watching Russian tanks without GPSs, and they've got Garmin's like with stuck on their dashboards. Yeah, they're using Google Maps, exactly. That's a panic move, bro. And you're not getting acclimated to any heat while you're here. In fact, it may put you in a worse position for Sunday, which I have no problems with all of that. None whatsoever. But this whole thing that we're going to get acclimated to the heat, and that's why we're coming early. And, we've failed down here several times. And, okay, with Tom Brady, you lost twice with the future Tom Brady last year. Once here, once there, right? So coming in on Tuesday or Wednesday, that is, that's going to make a difference. Belichick got off the plane. I don't know if you saw the press conference. I watched it. He gave the media press conference right there at the airport. Planes flying over, noise, everything in between answers. Although I tell you, if you watched it on the press conference on YouTube, which I did yesterday, he was pretty even though it's obvious, he actually elaborated on what he expects from the Miami offense. It was like, well, he's been with Shanahan and what he did in San Francisco, so we're expecting to see a lot. And, obviously we watched some Tyreek tape in Kansas City and this and that, but it'll be interesting to see how he uses them. He gave more of an answer than I ever expected him. I was like, wow, holy crap. He gave like 2 sentences on that. Wow, that's amazing.
I think his people are finally telling him, hey, the shine's kind of running off of you there, Belichick.
No. The rest of the answers were typical Belichick.
Yeah. But I still think
there was only like 2 answers where he kind of said a couple of words. I was like, holy shit.
I think he's starting to realize, we ain't winning this year, and
it's a desperation move that I see. That's for sure. All right, give me a break here. Give me 2 minutes. Top of the hour here. Little super chat before we go to the break. Michael Peligi says, Big O, I'm Michael Cody's cousin, also up here in Buffalo. Wow. Wanted to say I also appreciate this platform for helping me get through what can be often hell up here. Fins up and F the Bills. Wow. Thank you, Nick. Appreciate you, man. It is amazing how many people we have in New York listening to the show. Huh? Is it what?
Is it family or jobs? Why are they up there in Buffalo? What brought them? Are they originally from Buffalo and just grew up?
That's a great question. That's a great question. Some of them, I bet, grew up there. Some of them, I bet, had to move up there. Probably a little bit of both. Eric says, we know how you all feel up here in Rochester, New York. It's currently in the low 70s, but humid. Feels like 80. It's rough.
It's 94. Feels like 106 out here.
Yeah. Yeah, it is hot, dude. It is hot. Miles says, let's not laugh at Belichick's desperation. Okay, maybe a laugh a little, but don't point. Okay, maybe point and laugh, but never mind. Have at it. I love it. I love it. Bruno says, Big O, I'm in Albany, New York. My wife is a nurse, so we're up here for a bit. There you go. There you go. All right, give me 2 minutes. Hour number 2 is next.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646.
Why is it that you get locked out in the worst moments of your life?
Where are my car keys? Man, I can't find my house keys.
In those frustrating moments, you need a locksmith you can count on. A. Lenny Locksmiths in South Florida, from Miami to Port St. Lucie. In Central Florida, A. Lenny locks it down in Orlando and Tampa Bay. Lockouts or lock changes for home or business. Car key replacements and programming all model cars. 24-hour service. Call them at 855-869-5625. Go to the website at alennylocksmith.com.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Boys and girls, hour number 2, live from beautiful Hialeah Park. Yes, sir. We're out here every Thursday. Come on out and join us, man. Second floor poker room. Always appreciate it. And thank you, Musa, sending in a super chat already. Says, any sports in Staten Island to watch? Finn's game? Any spots, in Staten Island to watch a Finn's game? Well, we got Staten Island chiming in. So we need help in Staten Island. So somebody wants to know if there's a Dolphins bar in Staten Island. I'll freak out if there's a bar in Staten Island. I mean, you got Slattery's definitely. If you want to go over to the city, you can go to Slattery's. All right, Musa, that's an official Dolphins bar. Okay, that's where Dolphins NYC makes their home base. So if you want to go with a bunch of Dolphin fans, and they're hardcore, man, they're good people. We were hanging out with them over at Slattery's earlier this year when we went over to visit the great people at Sloman's. So that for sure you can go to, but I know that that's obviously a bit of a journey for you to go down to the city, but that's the place. I don't know if there's anything in Staten Island because obviously I'm not from that area, so I wouldn't know. But if somebody knows, please chime in. Jano says 40-plus year Finn fan from California. I listen to 49ers talk from time to time, and the discussion yesterday was about Lance not being voted team captain. Sounds familiar? Yeah, although I don't know if you can pull up the thing with Tua. What Flo did last year was kind of stupid. Or apparently that's what he did the last 2 years or 3 years because that's how he did the team captain thing. Flo wanted you to go up and politic for it and state your case. Make a presentation on why I should be team captain. That's ridiculous. And Tua, in a way, didn't say that, but he was kind of saying that, hey, I'm glad that now, people just voted. And that's it. And they just remember I told you how, and Poupart agreed with me, how coaches can manipulate who can be captains. But hey, watch this guy in practice. Watch this. Hey, this guy in the classroom gets it right. So the coach continually points out specific people that he likes, and then they vote him in as captain. And everybody else is kind of like a tool. Because in football, there isn't, when it comes to the politics of football, when it comes to the regulations, the rules, all that kind of stuff, there isn't a lot of individuality in all of that. It's very military. It's very military in a way. Everybody does what they tell them to do. Everybody says what they tell them to say. That's kind of the way it is. They're kind of all programmed, And in football, there isn't a lot of that stuff. When it happens, it's people that usually stand out and are completely off the beaten path. And that's kind of the thing with it. And in a way, he was kind of manipulating who could be the captain, whereas now people just voted on the guy that they thought would be the best guy. X is not going to politic for anything. He's not going to stand up there and talk. I should be captain for. Nobody mentions that. They only pick on Tua. Oh, Tua wasn't a captain. Well, yeah, because Tua doesn't want to stand up there and tell you, you need to vote for me for captain. That's this me crap society. Whatever happened to just vote for the guy that should be the captain? And that's it. You should be able to tell because he does it every day like it comes natural to him. So apparently, X. There were several quotes, and yesterday we had him on our platform. You can see the interview there, and he's talking all about leadership and talking to the guys and talking to the young guys, and these are things that nobody would mention. I was floored when X was even named the captain because he's kind of a quiet dude. As great of a player as he is, he's not really a vocal guy at all. But apparently he must be. If you're voted captain, you must be doing something behind the scenes that guys like. Yeah.
Well, no, I wanted to say, to me, it really shows who the players really respect.
Exactly.
More than just, politicking or however you want to do it that way.
Or manipulation by the coach.
Yeah. I mean, to me, and again, that's why X is your captain.
Yeah.
You see Teron Armstead, of course, Tyreek. You're looking at all these guys because all of them are, again, they're veterans, but they've come in and shown that they're team players. They've worked. Teron Armstead, even when he wasn't practicing, was over with the linemen in the sun, showing them different skills and different drills that they could do while they weren't doing the one-on-ones and everything else, just practicing their footwork, practicing their handwork. Tyreek always, with the receivers too, showing them little things. Again, they don't have the skills Tyreek has or the skills Teron has, but they worked with them, and you can see it pay off with the way they were. And then again, another one is Javon Holland.
Yeah.
The fact that, again, Javon Holland probably not necessarily going to stand up there or even, jump up in there and maybe politic for himself, but he got voted because of, again, his stuff
the leadership
on the field
he's
and
showing.
the stuff he done. Even X said he yelled at him during one of the scrimmages with the Eagles.
Exactly. Yeah. And so that to me, but again, the treatment of Tua by some of you, I have never seen this. Never seen this. It's been, I can't tell you how unfair the treatment has been for that kid and the double standard that exists with him that doesn't exist with anybody else. I don't know why, because he's not a bad guy. That's the funny part about it. That's the weirdest part about it. If he was a jackass and then he made some mistakes or something, then I can almost understand you not rooting for a jackass. But this is as classy as a human being as there is. How do you not want this guy to succeed, bro?
Because he's too good. Too good to be true.
Oh, okay. All right. That's true. That's a good point. It's a good point.
Your Tebow's, your,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I mean, you
Yeah.
talked about it before.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You
Yeah,
went
you're
on
right.
a list of guys, your Russell Wilsons, your,
Yeah.
you know, when you start looking at it, it's like,
They
wait a
easily
minute.
get hate.
This is that facade. It's a facade. And then when it doesn't become a facade, it's like, oh.
Yeah. They easily get hate. It's the weirdest thing, dude. Weirdest thing. Diggum Smack says Perkins is straightforward, definitely not a homer, and some fans want that. That said, our hometown coverage should be biased towards the home team. If I wanted unbiased take, I'd watch. Nah, that's not ESPN's. See, here's where you're all wrong, Diggum Smacks. ESPN's coverage is not unbiased. ESPN's coverage mostly is biased, mostly is manipulated, mostly is fake because they're constantly trying to find subjects to stir the pot up. That's what they do. So I completely disagree with you on that. And I also disagree with you. Your local coverage should not be homers. You need people that are objective. Now, they should not be slanted the other way either. Okay? If they're bitter about their jobs, if they're bitter that they've covered a bad baseball team every year or a bad football team every year or a bad basketball team, don't let one season run into the other. That I'll tell you, the other way. Because I've seen it sometimes with some media members that you've been on the beat so long that you don't know how to erase and restart over, and you're too quick to label everything the same, good or bad, by the way. Whether it's the Heat that you expect them to be good every year, but you can question some of the things that may not be as good, or the flip side. You know, the Marlins, they're terrible, right? But one day if they start spending, you got to give them a break. You got to say, okay, well, they're trying. But the Dolphins, the same thing. They've had bad year after bad year after bad year. But at one point or another, you got to erase the slate and start all over next year and then start to judge it from that point on again. And personally, for me, that's what I've done. Why? Well, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Didn't I say last year was all coaching? Didn't I say that? Didn't I say that this is the worst offensive staff in the history of the Miami Dolphins? So I didn't point it on Tua. So when you restarted now, okay, I don't know much about Mike McDaniel, just like you guys. Doesn't have a track record or anything of being a head coach, but he's the up-and-coming assistant. Okay, now I've watched him all season, all off season. I got to say, guy's grown on me. I like him. Then I look at all the moves. I like the moves. What do you want me to do? But I'm going to erase the slate and start fresh every year and see where they're going from that point on. And a lot of times I've told you, yeah, this team's not going anywhere. They're not going to the playoffs. And I'm a bigger Dolphin fan than anyone in the media. I'm a bigger Heat fan than anybody in the media or Canes or whatever. But I'm never, ever shy about telling you this is not good. Player, coach, owner, GM, whatever. I'm not afraid to tell you that. But it should your coverage should never be slanted one way or the other. I disagree with you, especially locally. You do not slant it. You want it objective. Nationally, it's a joke. What goes on ESPN is a freaking clown show. EM Baller, thank you for the love on the super chat. He says, Perk casually comparing Gase Philbin to McDaniel. Yeah, I know what he's saying. The new coach, the up and coming, all that, and then it's failed, and yeah, I get it. Yeah, I disagree with Perk on his take, but I'm not going to make Perk sound like he's some kind of hater or something. No, dude, that's his opinion. That's what he sees. Okay. And then eventually he will have to say, I was right or I was wrong. Just like I'm going to have to say, I was right or I was wrong. Right? Tua has to prove me right so I can say I'm right. I can't say I'm right yet. And he can't say he's wrong either until it actually happens. So we'll find out. Big O, have you heard from Omar? Is he doing okay with the new gig? Yeah. Yeah, man. Omar's hanging in there. You know, we wish him the best. Love Omar. Let's see what else do we have here. The Assault says, I don't read anything about the Dolphins. I just tune into the Big O to hear it straight, no sugarcoating. I can live with that. Well, thank you, Assault. That's very nice of you. Lenny says, gotcha, Big O. Not saying Perk is a bad guy. I shouldn't have used the word hater, but some of his comments were crazy. But like you said, we're all entitled to an opinion. We can all agree to disagree. Lenny, also, I will tell you this. As much as I disagree with Perk, and I love Perk, he wasn't at training camp the whole time. He did not watch a lot of good moments with Tua, a lot of good throws with Tua, a lot of good things that went on. So he saw very little because he came in right in the last couple of days of training camp. So it's really hard for him to get a gauge. He's going to have for Perk, he's coming in with what he saw the last 2 years while he's covering news and not really on top of the Dolphins beat. So from afar, it's not impressive. And if you look at it in general, it's very pedestrian. So it's hard for him to feel any good about it. You know what I mean? And so I get it. So to me, when I heard Perk's comments, a lot of it had to do with not being around and not seeing the whole thing. And let me give you an example of that. And I don't know if you've noticed this. Do you read Dave Hyde's articles? Okay. All right. If you looked at Dave Hyde's articles about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, they were pretty negative. Not very hopeful. Go listen to Dave Hyde now. He actually kind of likes what's going on with the coach, with the quarterback, the offense, the weapons. He's actually giving it a chance. Like if you read his stuff, go read a Dave Hyde article on the Dolphins a couple of months ago and go read a Dave Hyde article in the last couple of weeks, especially the last week. And watch the change that has evolved a little bit. And why? He probably went out to camp several times. I saw him. And he probably saw the vibe. He probably saw the play. He probably saw the scheming from the coach. And he said, well, wait a minute. This doesn't look like they don't know what the hell they're doing. This looks like they know what they're doing. And that's the impression you get from the Dolphins. If you're hanging around them right now and you're watching them, I think even you guys as fans, okay, even those of you that are casual fans or those of you that aren't even fans of the Dolphins and you're fans of another team, you have to be kind of impressed with the way McDaniels handled things, the way it's starting to look, the way Tua's comfortable, and then the game plan in the offseason, how they added this piece and that piece and how they kind of brought this puzzle together, which makes a lot of sense. And to me, that's the key right there, that a lot of this made sense. And you look at Dave Hyde, and he's kind of changed his tone a little bit because he kind of came in to the offseason with the same old Dolphins. In fact, if you listen to that segment with Perk and Hyde and Furones, Perk was like, same old Dolphins, and Hyde was like, no, Perk, I don't think this is the same old Dolphins. And so to Dave Hyde's credit, he evolved with his opinion and his kind of points of view of the team over the last couple months by being around it and watching it. Look, man, I understand. It's hard to give the Dolphins the benefit of any doubt. Okay, it's been 20 years of misery. It's hard to hide what's been going on. It's hard to say that it's been acceptable by any way, shape, or form. So I get it. I get it. But I like what I see. I really do. All right, 855-912-1056 if you want to get in on the Welt and Rayom text line. That's 855-912-1056. If you want to get in on the Welt and Rayom text line, EJD Construction, by the way, is a great sponsor of our program. Call Eric at 305-433-4843. You want to redo that home, the entire home. You need to gut that entire home and redo it. They can do it for you. You need to add a second floor to it. They can do it for you. Anything that you need, custom home construction, they're there. Major home remodeling, they are there. You want to redo that backyard, build a tiki hut, some kind of a backyard roof or anything, and an entire kitchen and barbecue and all that. In fact, he built one of those for his home because Omar and myself, we've been to his house for cookouts, and he's got this beautiful setup in the back, and maybe you're looking to do something like that. Maybe you want to create an entire man cave with the TV coming out of the roof or the walls or something. EJD Construction can do all kinds of stuff for you. Call them 305-433-4843. And by the way, they are fully insured. So you don't have to worry about any liability issues or anything like that. And by the way, even if you don't hire EJD Construction, as I always tell you, please do not hire anybody to work in your home that is not insured. EJD they are fully insured, $2 million in liability and $1 million in workers' comp. If you have a company in your home working and they're not insured and somebody gets injured in your home, they can sue you. Yeah. So make sure when you hire somebody, they are insured. EJD Construction, 305-433-4843. Let's see. Brett Campbell says, do you do fantasy, Big O? If so, any Finns you like this year to be fantasy stars? I do fantasy. Brett, I don't know if you know, but we started fantasy twice a week now. Andy Behrens joined us on Monday at noon. Tomorrow, Scott Pianowski will be joining us at noon. So Mondays and Fridays, you have your fantasy segments now, and it's year-round. So not just during the football season, it's going to be into the offseason. We're going to follow free agency. We're going to follow the draft. We're going to follow all the mini camps and the injuries and all of that. So we're going to have the guys breaking everything down on a fantasy angle for keeper dynasty leagues, for daily leagues, and for yearly leagues. Okay? Any kind of league that you're in, we're going to have the information for you. Okay? And as for fantasy players, obviously Tyreek and Waddle are two that I love for the Miami Dolphins. Tua, I think, is going to be a back-end starter or high-end backup, one of the two. 10, a 9, 10, 11, 12 starter in a league if you're in a 10 or 12-team league, or possibly a really good backup for you in a 10 or 12-team league. It all depends. But I don't think that you're necessarily going all out to try to draft Tua early. But I do like Tyreek and I do like Waddle in this offense. Everything else is kind of questionable right now until proven otherwise. I don't know who's going to be the main guy with the Dolphins. I don't know if they're going to have a main guy with the Dolphins in the backfield. If they do, then I think that player may have a possibility to turn into a nice flex. But I don't think that the Dolphin running backs are a 1 and 2. And Gesicki, you got him? I don't know what to, I view him as a backup right now because of the unknown.
I got him real late. He was still on the board. But what I thought about was this. If they start getting down one trade, but also they start getting down and they're in the red zone.
Fade.
They got, Wilson, they got taller guys now, but I still think Gesicki's going to play in there some way.
For sure.
So if he starts becoming a focal point of the offense, and plus, look, if you want to bust up his trade value, you kind of feed him some every once in a while just to be like, hey,
right,
this is what he can do.
Right.
And so I'm hoping, again, I got him real late, but he was there.
Who's your starter?
So I was like, God. I think it's the Lions. Is it the Lions? Hold on a minute. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. But yeah, I would go with those, Brett. Right now, the two receivers are my top guys that I would get for fantasy. Everything else is kind of it's a wait and see, Sean.
Oh.
Totally wait and
Schultz
see.
from the Cowboys.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Dalton Schultz, right?
Yes.
I believe.
Yeah. I thought I got a pretty decent team here, man.
What do you got?
I got Henry,
Okay.
Kareem Hunt,
Okay.
Tyreek Hill,
Mm-hmm.
A.J. Brown, Dalton Schultz. I got Thielen right now in flex. The Saints defense, and then Nick Folk as the kicker.
Okay.
Because I don't think the Patriots are going to score a lot of touchdowns. So
Very good.
I think he might
Yeah.
get some points in
That
there.
makes sense.
So I'm hoping.
Gilbert
Not against the
Martinez,
Dolphins,
thank you, sir, for a little love on the super chat. Appreciate it. Karen says, Big O, it's so hot. Belichick isn't able to turn on the hidden cameras and microphones because of the sweat. That could get in the way, Karen. That could get in the way. I can tell you that. That's for sure. By the way, remember, you could also make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Best way to make the donation because we get 100% of it. On the other side, there on the super chat, we get 70. Damn, YouTube gets 30. By the way, what's going on with the market right now? Let me see what's going on with my crypto market at this point. There's again another one of these fake pumps going on. Crypto went over 20,000, now went back under 20,000. Now it's at 19.4. So whatever, man. I just, to me, it's these things are going to. It's, aren't the Feds going to announce like more? Aren't they going to raise the rates again today? Is it today that they come out, or is it next week? But I know it's coming where they're going to probably raise the rates. Hopefully, it won't be 3/4 of a point. I hope it's like half a point this time around. But they're going to keep to slow this thing down. I haven't. I just don't expect the market to really take off yet till maybe next year. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. That's why. So I always tell you, anybody that tells you they think they know where the bottom is or where the top is in something, they're lying, and never ever believe them. Okay, never. Dougie says, I found a lamp on the beach, and the genie inside gave me 3 wishes. I used one of them on Devontae Parker being guarded by X, who is mic'd up. Imagine the trash talking. Although, you know what? They're both kind of quiet guys. I could also see them not talking at all. Because maybe both guys since they aren't really talkative, and I would imagine that they would have a healthy respect for each other. Maybe, that's one that I could actually see those two guys that you just picked not talking at all throughout the game, just playing the game. Playing the game and then giving each other a high five or something and a hug after, hey, good to see you again, whatever, and good to compete against you, and that's it. Right? With X and Devontae, you've been around those guys. Those guys,
I mean,
they're so quiet that
they're both quiet, but I think they both have that ego to where I think they'll chirp to each other. They won't chirp like out. I don't think.
But I think those guys are going to chirp unless
there's
you're
no chirping.
But I think they're chirping only because you chirped at them, right? Because
no, because again, remember these two went at it in practice, so there's some little bit of,
Maybe you guys are right.
Again, I don't think it's going to be enough to where we'll be able to notice the chirping.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? It'll be just
exactly
them, or walking beside each other, just kind of talking.
Yeah, we'll never know.
So unless one of them blood boils over and gets a shove,
right,
we won't know. But I guarantee you, there's going to be some talking.
Yeah. Okay. All right. But you are right. We may never even know. It may be that they never talked. But we won't know unless something breaks out. That's it. So, Miles, I love you, brother. Look what I got in my notes here. There, and then you see what I put there? Miles, I have that in my notes to talk about. Because Miles touched on it. Speaking of touching, so I was thinking about this, right? That maybe maybe Belichick is down here because he wants to place cameras and mics all over the place. Maybe, just maybe, Belichick's getting down here because he wants to food poison Tua or something. Right? But then I started to think about it last night. And I said, maybe it's all about the owner's favorite day spa. Maybe that's why they're down here. You know? The owner just said, hey, listen, Bill, why don't we go down a couple days early? You've been struggling. You've been struggling. You've been Joe Namath struggling. You got a terrible record in Miami. They've been having your number even with Brady. Why don't we go down a couple of days early so you and the boys can get acclimated to the weather? Meanwhile, here's Robert Kraft pulling into his favorite Asian day spa every single day this week and twice on Sundays. How about that? So maybe that's why they're here early, because the owner had to come down. Come is the, word, and enjoy his favorite day spa. That if he didn't come down to the day spa, he would not be, happy. So, yeah, Miles, I think you're onto it. Because you and great minds think alike.
Yeah, and they're in Palm Beach, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Notice how they're in Palm Beach, right close to that day spa. I mean, it's all convenient. It's a beautiful thing. In fact, I would not be surprised if Robert Kraft bought that day spa now. So really, in the end, are they here to place cameras? Are they here to, get Tua food poisoning? Or is the owner, Robert Kraft, getting massages here at his favorite day spa? That's the question. That's what you got to ask. I mean, if you love that spa, you got to go to it. Are you doing Sports Grill this season? No, sir. Sports Grill is doing fantasy. We are in studio this week. There is a chance both the Canes and the Dolphins pre and post will soon be on the road, but we have to hopefully finalize all of this. So cross your fingers, but it won't be at Sports Grill. Let's see. What else do we have? I think Belichick is only coaching because he wants to break Shula's record. Once he does that, don't be surprised if he resigns or quits. I'm sure he can resign the year after or that year that he broke it. I know Sean is in contact or in content heaven with what's happening at AEW. You are? He says yes. He is in content heaven. 8:30. You're doing a show tonight, 8:30? 8:30 tonight. Sean is getting unleashed. The Sean Stanley. Oh, Poopart's there? All right, let's go. Let's get to a little Miami Dolphins report, our EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report with Alan Poupart right now.
Dolphins fans, time to get insight on your favorite team with your favorite reporter with an Expos hat. Sports Illustrated's Alan Poupart in our EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report, exclusively on a Big O radio show.
All right, so good morning, sir. How are you doing? You doing all right?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Very good, very good. So did Bill Belichick come to town Or did the Patriots come to town, one, to place cameras and mics all over the place to spy on the Dolphins, two, of food poisoning, three, Robert Kraft wants a couple of extra days in his favorite day spa, or four, actually acclimate to weather that you and I have not acclimated to, and we've been here for 50 years.
Or five, to catch a Marlins game before they play the Dolphins at Hard Rock Stadium. I'm joking. The Marlins are on the road.
Okay.
So
why didn't they practice there, man? Should have used that stadium for practicing. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. Dude, I don't know why they came down here early. Maybe he's trying to some voodoo magic because they are 2-7 in their last 9 games here. Maybe he wanted to break up the monotony of practicing up in Massachusetts and come down here early because, like you said, you have to play in this hellish heat and humidity. Why would you want to do it 3 days? Do it on the day you have to. These guys are in, or they should be in peak physical condition. I don't think it's 3 days of practicing in this oven-like heat that's really going to make a difference. And bottom line, Dolphins or not, or the Patriots, however you want to look at it, this game Sunday, nobody's winning, nobody's losing because the Patriots came down 3 days early.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. It's just it's funny because the kind of practices you have over Wednesday and Thursday and the walkthrough on Friday is nothing like what you're going to do for 4 quarters on Sunday. The amount of energy and sweat and effort that it takes is so much more bigger that no matter what you did the last 3 days here, it's not going to get you acclimated. Dude, nobody gets acclimated to this.
No, you can't.
It's impossible, dude. This is going to, this weather sucks the life out of you because of that humidity, man, and that heat. It's just brutal. But anyway, it is what it is. All right. Injury wise, what's your gut tell you about Waddle? What's your gut tell you about AVG?
Well, I'm like standing outside here because we're about to go view the early part of practice in about 10 minutes here. So maybe get a better feel. But it may be that, again, all of them are at practice, but not doing a whole lot. Based on the conversations that the media had with AVG yesterday, kind of sounded like he's not playing this week. Right. They have a lot of depth at the edge linebacker spot, so it's not the end of the world there. And Waddle, I'm starting to think that, maybe it's not happening. We finally know the exact nature of the injury because the injury report had to come out, and we saw that it's a quad. But the fact that he's still that he was listed as limited, again, all the guys who weren't full were listed as limited. I don't think I've ever seen an injury report that has 11 names and they're all limited.
You didn't cover. You never covered the Patriots. That's why.
Well, the Patriots would have a couple of DNPs, a couple of fulls, and then they would have like 17 names. And then Tom Brady would be there with a shoulder.
For 9 years.
9 years, yeah, exactly. So right now, I don't know. I'd say I'm a little bit less optimistic about Waddle than maybe I was earlier. And, of course, I mean, I don't mean to do this to the guy, but Mike McDaniel saying I'm very, very, very 3 times very confident that he's going to play.
That's why I think he's playing. But you know what? We're all learning right now because we don't know how he plays this game. So we're going to learn how he plays this game over time, what he means when somebody, I'm confident, or that, whatever. We're going to notice. We're going to find out because, they showed zero concerns about Byron Jones.
Correct.
And they made no moves. And we're all going, okay, well, then they have no concerns. Okay. Offensive line, 0 concerns, dude. No, 8 guys. Yeah, we may need 9, but we're not killing ourselves to go get that guy. It's that part of it has been kind of strange how they have not flustered at all. They're not flustered at all by any of that, at least publicly.
Well, correct. And that's the thing. That's the key right there. And I think what we have learned is that Mike McDaniel, despite his personality being a little bit different, is kind of like every NFL head coach, in that you kind of take what he says, and especially
a little bullshit artist at times is what you're saying.
Yeah, kind of. I was trying to do it delicately, but yeah, they're kind of all bullshit artists at some point. Yeah, it's very. Get the coach will tell you, yeah, it doesn't look good for Waddle, but we'll see if we can make it work. There are those out there, but there are a lot of coaches like what McDaniel's doing will tell you, like,
Delicacy is for the wife, not for this show.
Okay, got it. Duly noted. You may be sorry you said that.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, it's just one of those things. Kind of the way I run my life, you know. Handle the wife with delicacy. The rest of the world, we're going all out, bro. We're going all out. That's the way it is. All right. What are you expecting game plan wise? Again, this is really hard to understand and figure out. But how do you think they're going to try to attack Tua?
Oh, from the New England?
Yes.
Well, I mean, again, if they smart and they saw the preseason, I think they're going to drill into their edge defenders. Do not bite on the play fake. You need to be responsible for your edge, because if they let Tua do the naked boot and roll out to his left without anybody in his face, the Dolphins are going to slice him and dice him the entire afternoon.
Right.
So I would think the Patriots would be smart enough, and they've seen, again, there's been enough on tape, A, if you know the 49ers style, and B, if you saw the Dolphins in the preseason, a lot of what the Dolphins did is, that rollout. So I would expect that would be priority number one if I'm the Patriots defensive coordinator or staffer or whatever. That having been said, that means you sacrifice a little bit if the Dolphins are running wide, let's say, to the opposite side. You're not chasing as hard because your responsibility is to contain the edge. And that's what I think the Patriots coaches are going to drill into their players. And that takes away a big part of their off. I would expect them to have guys deep, to not let Tyreek Hill get behind them the way he did against the Eagles on that very first play. And then make him earn it. Try to keep Tua in the pocket as much as possible. So that's how I would suspect the Patriots would. And then maybe mix some blitzes in there as well to get him out of his comfort zone and get him to get rid of the ball.
Or you got to test that offensive line too.
Well, correct. Especially if you're going to try to target Tyreek Hill deep. Well, those plays take time to develop.
Right.
So if you get in his face very early, like that long pass against the Eagles, well, Tua had very good protection. He had time to, step into the throw and let her rip.
Right. No, I'm with you there. And by the way, apologies, because I'm only asking you questions that will guarantee you fail. Okay. Well, your guts on who's going to play or not, and how is Bill Belichick going to attack this team when teams don't even know how Belichick's going to attack them ever? You know what I mean? So the professionals don't know, but I'm going to ask you how you're going to do it. So
you're setting.
I just want to apologize for asking you all kinds of questions that will set you up for failure. That's all.
That's okay. I'm sure nobody is gonna point out if I make a mistake wrong.
Yeah. No. They'll never point it out. That's for sure. Your thoughts yesterday on the Tua captain comment, because he took so much heat for not being selected as captain, and it was almost like it really wasn't his fault overall, but whatever, everybody spun it that way, like, oh, they don't respect him, this and that, and it was kind of a corny way of doing it. And you and I have talked about this, how coaches can even manipulate who they want to be captains too throughout, but I thought his comments were, I don't know, I guess a little eye-opening, I guess, from what they did to what they are doing now.
Well, there's some massive jabs at his former coach, who I don't recall as he has named by name once.
Nope.
Since the spring. So, I mean, that was clear. And then there was another comment later on in his press conference where he talked about this year with our coach now, we can like critique each other.
That was my question that I asked him about how the environment that Mike has created compared to where you were and how you're going to have success. Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Correct. And if you don't think that was a shot at the previous coach, I don't know what to tell you. So it's clear.
Well, that's why I volleyed it.
Correct. No, you did. I mean, you threw a hanging curveball and he ripped it. So, no, and just like with injuries, this whole thing about team captains and all that. I mean, we get what the team wants to put out there. Let's be clear about that. So exactly how the voting went down and all that, and it's like,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's the way it should be, by the way. That's exactly the way it should be. And that's why, the out of all the guys that got voted, the X one is the one that stands out to me. Why? Because if you were doing this shit about, well, you got to go out there and politic for the captain, X is not going to do that, bro. It's not that he doesn't care about not being a captain, or apparently he likes being a leader, because he talked about how he talks to the other guys and all that kind of stuff. So you can tell X that wasn't a thing for him either, the way to go about it. But yet, him being himself, apparently behind the scenes, guys gravitate and say, no, that's our leader. Armstead's our leader. Tua's our leader, and so on and so forth. So they pick the guys that naturally are leaders in the locker room, like a Javon Holland.
Yeah, and sorry, but I'm going to break rank with you here. But
Okay.
X, as marvelous a player as X is, he has never struck me in the
Yes, you're
6
right.
years, not a leader type.
Right. I agree with you.
Okay, but my point is,
we're wrong. But we're wrong here because look at what's developed. We're wrong.
It's not all of a sudden X decided, oh yeah, I signed my new extension. Now it's time for me to be a leader.
No.
It's Mike McDaniel having a conversation with him and saying, listen, to make this thing work as well as it can work, this would be really good if you did that. And then can you go along with that for me? And X saying, sure, boss, let's do it. Okay. But it's not the same. Like Javon Holland, if you talk to him, if you look at him,
Natural.
Yes, personality, natural leader. Teron Armstead, complete natural leader.
Natural.
Tyreek Hill.
He's actually a natural leader.
Well, by example, because he works like a maniac.
No, great, and not only that, the vibe he creates.
Well,
I think his character, gets people to open up and to make it fun to commit to this thing. You know what I'm saying?
No, correct. But I think I don't want politics is not the right word, but there's some like roster management, team management at play as well. But again, going back to your overall point, it's very obvious that it's a different vibe with this team this year as opposed to last year. What that means on Sundays, I don't know, because the previous head coach, who I'll go ahead and name him, Brian Flores, was a tremendous X's and O's guy. Whether you like it or not.
Well, on defense.
Okay, on defense. And I would make the argument again, if we're gonna bitch and moan about just how bad the offensive personnel was. Well, there were 4 games that Tua, 4 straight games, he had a passer rating of 100, and he didn't do it by himself. And there was some game planning, that was scheming, that was implemented to take advantage of what this team did well, or if you want to say did least bad, considering how completely suck ass they were, because they had no talent, nobody who could play a lick based on some of the people you hear. So, again, it's a much lighter environment. The players, I'm sure, are a lot happier at this point. Again, they still haven't played a regular season game. What's that's going to mean on Sunday? We're going to find out Sunday.
Yep. No, that's definitely it. All right. Is Iggy starting?
I would be inclined to say yes. And actually, I've been asked this, like because here's the thing: is Nick Needham hasn't been right physically. I know he played in the last preseason game, but in the practices since, he looked again. We had limited viewing, but in the limited viewing, he didn't look like he was a full participant. Now he's listed as limited with a quad injury. So
I see him as a different player on the outside than I do at the inside.
Completely different player on the outside. I agree.
Yeah.
And I think even though a lot of Dolphin fans are going to hate it, I think between Keon Cross and Kader Kahu or Noah Benagany, it's Noah who's going to get the nod.
Yeah.
And
I think so too. And let me tell you, I was thinking about this. This is twisted. This is twisted. Oh, do you got to go?
Yeah, I got to go.
All right, go ahead. Do your thing. Go to work. Appreciate you.
Have a good week.
To you later. You got it. Enjoy the weekend. Be good. There you go. He's going inside of practice. He's got his job to do. That's our EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report.
You've been listening to the EJDConstruction.com Miami Dolphins Report with Sports Illustrated's Alan Poupart. For additions, home remodeling, and custom work, call Eric at 305-433-4843. EJDConstruction.com is your custom home builder and general contractor you can trust. 305-433-4843.
All right. Hope you all are doing well out there. You know, I was going to ask him about Iggy. And I know it's kind of a sore subject for some of you out there, and you get a little bothered about the whole Ig monogamy thing. And the question is, and I'm glad you have this on there, does he have the edge? Because that's what we all need, right, in life. We need an edge for anything. I don't care what it is. You got to have an edge right there on that poker table, man. You better know, you better read all the cards on that table. You better know what the dealer has. You better know where you stand. You better know when to hold them, when to fold them, all that good stuff, right? Like good old Kenny Rogers would say. You need an edge in everything in life, okay? And so the question is, does Noah have that edge to be the starter opposite of X? And listen, I want to remind people of all of this because we kind of get lost in the fact that he has been a disappointment for 2 years, right? He's 22 years old. This is his third year. That means you got him as a 20-year-old. You got him underaged coming out of college. He wasn't there for the full 4 years. You didn't get a 21, 22-year-old that was already fully grown and a guy that's been playing corner forever from as a kid to high school to college. No, this is a kid that switched in sophomore to become a corner. So he barely played a lot of corner in college. And then in the NFL, he has not played a ton because he's been the backup. And the few times they've thrown him out there, he's so green that it's been a problem for him, right? But here's the thing. Here's why, yeah, maybe Crossan might be a little better player right now. I love Nick Needham, but I don't think he's an outside corner. I think he's more of a slot corner than anything else. I think he loses a lot when he goes to the outside. That's just me. You drafted this guy to be the insurance policy for X because that offseason, X got arrested for a domestic issue and had a knee injury. That's why they drafted Noah. So you want to develop this kid. Well, let me tell you something. These are the 2 weeks to do it. These are the 2 weeks to do it. Why do I say that? Because you're not facing great receivers and you're certainly not facing great passers. Okay? The Patriot system is very, shall I say, conservative. There's a lot of running. There's a lot of passes that are mid-range passes, short to mid-range. There aren't a ton of deep shots. And then you're playing against Lamar Jackson the following week, and he's not a good passer. And they don't have a good wide receiving core. This is the 2 weeks that you need to find out about him because the following 2 weeks after that, they are hell and back because it's Cincinnati and Buffalo, and we all know that they have great receiving cores, and they have quarterbacks, and they have offenses. So it's a pain in the ass. They both have great running games. They both have terrific young quarterbacks, and obviously they've got wide receiving cores. So that's going to be a pain in the ass. But if that kid's going to get a little better acclimated for games like those, you got to start with these. So if you play Keon Cross in here, I don't know, maybe he's a better player, maybe he's not. I'm not exactly sure. He has outplayed him during the preseason and during training camp. But Noah is the guy that has the high-end talent to become a player, hopefully, down the line, and that's what they see. So that's why, to me, I think it's actually important to play him in these 2 games and see if you have anything and see if he shows you something that you can say, all right, we can build on this. I just think about this. If somehow or another that kid, the light goes on now, and he's a baby, he's 22. You got an entire career ahead of you. He's young, he's athletic, he's got size, he's smart, he's a hard worker. Everything is there, man. That's the thing about Noah Benogamy. He's not a knucklehead. He's a quality individual. And let me tell you something, Dolphin fans. That's a guy you want to root for. You should at least drop the attitude of how he's played the last 2 years. I know it hasn't lived up to it, not even close. Okay? He's played more like a seventh rounder or a street free agent than he has a first rounder. I know all of that. I get it. But give the kid a chance. Give him a break. Give him some time to really actually prove if he can play, because there's a lot of ability there. And here's the other thing that I will tell you. Okay? The same dudes that are in the front office that found X, they found Noah, and they found Fitzpatrick, and they found Holland, and they found Needham, and the Trill Williams kid was coming around, and maybe this Cater Kohu kid has got a little something to him. They know something about secondary back there. They hit on a lot of them. Maybe this one is just one that takes a little bit for the light to go on. All I'm saying is there's a nice track record there. And you know what? The track record's so good, you're supposed to miss on Noah. To be honest. You can't hit on X, and then you hit on Minka, and then you hit on Javon Holland, and you find Nick Needham, and then you say, hey, this Trill Williams kid, we got something here. And I don't know, but they like this Division II kid, Cater Kohu. And then you're also going to hit on Noah? Wow, that is amazing. Really, seriously. That would be actually like crazy if that's the case. But maybe it is crazy. Just give the kid a chance, at least. Give the kid a chance. He's still a baby. He has a long way to grow, but maybe he can get there. But these 2 weeks, these two teams, these two passing games, these two wide receiving cores, these two quarterbacks, this is where you want him to get his feet wet, because the following 2 weeks after that, they are hell and back. But he needs this success to maybe be prepared for those matchups, which are going to be very, very tough. Very tough. Ah, yes. What can I tell you? What can I tell you? What can I tell you? Yes, sir. All right, we got some Thursday night football tonight here. And listen, whether it's Thursday night football, whether you got a little Marlins action going on, all kinds of stuff. BetUS.com. That's the website you want to go to. They're at it now for 28 years. 28 years. So it's not a fly-by-night company. You know your money is safe. You know you're going to get paid. They offer the industry's biggest sign-up bonus, up to 200%. They've got all your favorite leagues, including the NFL, MLB, and NBA. Plus, BetUS offers everything, including live betting, MMA, golf, horses, esports, and all kinds of crazy bets. I love my props. BetUS also has hundreds of new casino games, including the coolest European slots, and live dealers are waiting for you at the tables. BetUS is a sports book with integrity and longevity, and you know that you're going to get paid, which is what really counts. Go to BetUS.com, folks. All right, do it right now. That's BetUS, and join right now and get 200% in bonuses with the promo code Big O. Nobody in the industry gets you better discounts than BetUS. Again, join now, mention Big O, and you get up to 200% in bonuses on your first deposit. Nobody beats that. Head to BetUS.com. Join today. That's BetUS, where the games begin. I like it. I'll be hitting BetUS tonight. We'll get you our lockdown segment coming up. Craig Mish will join us at 12:30, by the way. Okay. We were going to get Marcel, but Marcel is feeling a little bit under the weather. So he will probably join us. We'll get him on Sunday. We'll get him for postgame is what we'll do. Leon says, Big O, none of your guests are as good as Ira. At plugging your sponsors, needed Alan to say, we will see if the Finns O-line was fixed by EJD or by some slouches. There you go. Or is the Dolphin O-line as solid as a wall built by EJD construction? Because they're building the wall in my house. I'm okay with Noah getting tested. We got to find out what we got, obviously, to a degree. I'm not saying put him on an island in the fourth quarter or tie game if he's been getting beat all game, of course. If he's getting beat all game, Keon Crossan will play. They're not going to – I don't think they're going to play Noah. And then if he gets beat all game, they're going to oh, well, no, it's fine. Just keep playing him. No, this is a regular season. They'll replace him. You'll get Crossan in there, and then if Crossan can do better, he stays there, and if not, you go to the next guy. That's what's going to end up happening. All right, let's take a break. Let's get ready for hour number 3 of the Big O Radio Show live from Hialeah Park.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CFs, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks, eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated, they offer free 30-day storage, full-service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
Why is it that you get locked out in the worst moments of your life?
Where are my car keys? Man, I can't find my house keys.
In those frustrating moments, you need a locksmith you can count on. A. Lenny Locksmiths in South Florida, from Miami to Port St. Lucie. In Central Florida, A. Lenny locks it down in Orlando and Tampa Bay. Lockouts or lock changes for home or business. Car key replacements and programming all model cars. 24-hour service. Call them at 855-869-5625. Go to the website at alennylocksmith.com.
Welcome to Red Light Therapy, a revolutionary technology perfected by NASA to aid in muscle strengthening and recovery. Red and infrared light has the capacity to penetrate deep into the cell's mitochondria, potentially leading to increased energy, faster recovery, and the optimal performance your body demands. Train, fight, recover.
The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Right. Hour number 3 right here of the program. Thank you all for keeping it locked here. Craig Mish will join us at the bottom of the hour. We'll talk a little baseball with him. Marcel Louis-Jacques was set to join us in this hour. He's not. He's feeling a little bit under the weather, and hopefully he'll join us on Sunday. Hopefully he'll be there with us on the post-game show. So we'll get him, and we'll get Joe Shad on the post-game show for the Miami Dolphins. Remember, folks, okay, we've got a bunch of stuff that we've added to the platform. We've added a pre and post game show on Saturdays for the Canes. So on Saturday, myself and Mike McCoy will be getting you ready for and Southern Miss. We'll have insiders joining us. We'll have the press conferences, post game, all of that. We'll give you the objective coverage that you're really not going to get anywhere else, of course. So make sure you tune into that. And then on Sunday, we're back and we'll get you ready for the Dolphins and the Patriots. And we'll both pre-games are 2 hours before kickoff, and immediately as the game ends, 2 hours after kickoff. We'll take your comments on here, so you'll be on set. We'll have you here 7 days a week now on the platform during the football season, and then we will also on Tuesdays we have a new show. So weeknights you only get wrestling normally, right? Well, now you're also going to get Canes football on Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock Tuesdays, 8 to 9. It's the Miami Hurricanes Watch with Mike McCoy. And Mike did a good job this week for the initial show. I always love the initial shows because, you make your mistakes, you get your kinks out, all that good stuff. And then in 2 weeks, not this Tuesday coming up, but next Tuesday, we're going to add a roundtable around the state. So we'll be talking Canes, Gators, and Seminoles. So from 7 to 8, it'll be the college football roundtable with Manny Navarro from The Athletic, Ira Schofel from War Chant. He is the editor of War Chant covering the Seminoles. He's the man up there in Tallahassee. And then my man Kevin Brockway, who, for the Gainesville Sun, he covers the Gators. So we're going to bounce around and talk about all of college football and have some fun with that. And we'll ask questions and we'll hit that college football roundtable every single week here on the show. So on Tuesdays from 7 to 9, you got some hardcore college football talk around the state and Canes. So it's a great night for you Canes fans to tune in if you want. And, of course, on demand, when you wake up in the morning and you're headed to work, you can kick in those shows and listen to what the boys were talking about the night before. As always, it's going to be there for you. Also, we've been having some issues with our iTunes. And iTunes, don't know why, but they're not picking up all of our episodes. In fact, they're picking up very little of the episodes that we're uploading. And so if you're missing all kinds of segments that you like, I tell you this all the time, man, get another platform as a backup. So get Spotify or Stitcher or Google Play or Amazon or iHeart or wherever you listen. Another place where you can listen to us, Podbean, SoundCloud, all of that. Okay? SoundCloud is probably the best one because that's our home base. That's where we load everything up in SoundCloud, and then it feeds all the platforms from there. Okay? So SoundCloud would be the best place to, have as a backup, because that's where you'll get the episode fastest too, because it gets loaded up there first, then it goes to the other ones. So it takes a couple of minutes for it to get to Spotify and iTunes and all that. But right now, we don't know what the hell is going on with iTunes, but it's only a couple of segments are trickling in. So if you're missing out on the segments, please download another service, and that'll help you out. Do not use Fix-A-Flat. That's crap. It's a Satan's spa. Auto techs hate dealing with that. I get it, my brother, but I'm stuck in the middle, and I got to get here to do the show. So what do you want me to do? Not do the show, and just go to some place and take an hour or two to finish my tire, and then I'm not here till noon or something. I'm in a rock and a hard place at the moment. I got to just get here to do this. And then when I'm done here, then I'll figure out the other stuff. But what am I going to do? Shad is coming back. Yes, he'll be on tomorrow and Sunday. So we'll have Joe Shad and we'll have Marcel Louis Jacques also on Sunday. Okay. Let's see. I saw the Sun Center replace Omar with Perkins. Yes, they did. I hope that they sit Skyler for the whole season. If you don't nurture him correctly, you may mistakenly create another Fitz. It's why wouldn't they sit him? What he has no reason to play. He's the third stringer. I don't understand that. I don't even know why Perfect Q. That's a subject. That's not anything that you talk about at this point in time. What you say is Tua, Waddle, and Hill. What a thrill. Tua, Waddle, and Hill. What a thrill. Did you like his rap? Oh, he did a good job. Oh, way better than what I would do. Roger Morant. That was a good one, man. That was a good one. We played it yesterday for Roger. I like that. It was a good job by him. Let's see. What else do we have here that I want to talk about? Oh, yes. So we have an issue that is a debatable issue, and it's an issue that we can bring some experience and some and what's the word I'm looking for? Um, Insight. Let's just say through all of this, and they don't have a returner, but they have to rely on Tyreek, Waddle, Mostert, and Holland being used as returners. And I know some of you are not happy with that. I personally am not happy with that. I don't agree with it, but I guess they were trying to find a returner and they could not find one for one reason or another. They just somehow couldn't find the right person to fill that need, either a singular kick returner, punt returner, or either or. You know what I'm saying? So they've got to use some of their top players now. And I personally only want to see Waddle and Tyreek out. Hell, Mostert is coming off a knee injury. And I know the coach talked about how, hey, listen, man, a special teams play is nothing different than an offensive play. And players can get hurt in all of them. And let me tell you something. What Mike McDaniel is doing is no different than me watching Jimmy Johnson play JT and Zach, I believe in their second and even third years as special teamers. And people asking, well, JJ or Jimmy, coach, these are two of your best players, because they were already two of your best players after their first year. Into their second year, especially Zach, JT was growing, but still you saw the potential was there with JT, not to be a Hall of Famer, but you were liking it already in year two where you were seeing what he was still on special teams. And Jimmy says, I take special teams as serious as offense and defense. To me, it's just as important. I play my best players, period, on offense, on defense, and on special teams. That was his, and he didn't have any serious injuries. Well, Don Shula did the same thing back in the day. He would play some of his best players, and one time he played Troy Vincent as a returner. And you know what happened? Troy Vincent blew out his knee. And then Shula was answering to all those questions. And he said, hey, man, I used the best player that I had, and the guy gives me a chance to help my team win. And it's hard to argue with McDaniel, with Shula, with Jimmy Johnson on those points. It's hard to argue. Why? Special teams not that important? Hell yeah, it's important. You got to hit field goals. You got to know how to punt. You got to know how to, coffin kick, corner kick, whatever, pin them down. And Lord knows you got to know how to catch and return the ball and get field position. If you can't score, you got to find a way to give your offense better field position. You got to learn how to cover punts and kicks. So there are many reasons why you've got to have a really good special teams, because it can cost you a game. Because if the special teams unit is so good and it continues pushing the ball past the 40 every time it catches it, you're like, well, wait a minute, dude. They're almost at midfield every time they're touching the ball. And a couple of times they made it past midfield. So their offenses are working with really short fields. That's bad for you. It's a discussion we can have. It's one where you can make an argument for both. It's one where both arguments can make sense. No, we got to win. And then coaches can probably show you 100 examples of some of their better players on special teams making incredible plays and putting them in a better position to win a game. I'm sure they can show you that. And that's what he's doing here. He's saying, yeah, no, Tyreek can do it. Waddle has to do it. Mostert has to do it. Holland's got to do it. Then we got to do it. But think about how important those four players are. Mostert not nearly as much as the other three, but still, holy crap. Just more often than not, I just go back to my guy, Jakeem Grant. Like, there was no reason to get rid of that kid. Zero. None. Some of you out there had this hate for Jakeem. I think I looked it up. It was like 6 fumbles in 3 years or whatever he was here, 3 or 4 years. Made it sound like it's the end of the world. Yeah, he had some drops too as a receiver, and he still does it, I'm sure. Now he's out for the year. But it would have been good to just have him there, and you don't have to worry about it. And you can leave him there all the time. And with this offense, he wouldn't have to play wide receiver. He'd be a last case scenario, which is really what you want him to be. A last case scenario wide receiver. They need a returner, but it is going to be an argument, a discussion we're going to have, a frustration for some of you when we watch Tyreek and Waddle back there. I doubt you'll see Waddle right away, because if he's coming off an injury, what are you going to do? Play him at wide receiver and special teams? Yeah, I don't know if you want to put that load on the kid. Dougie Fresh, no, as a returner, please. He had a damn good average in college, 23.8 and 28.3 in 2019, and then 35.2. Yeah. But he hasn't done it here. When they've given him a couple chances, it just hasn't worked out. What else do we have here? How has Channing Tindall been looking? I know he's a backup, but curious if he's showing the potential to eventually be a starter. Watching Rodriguez on the Lions, I'm sure he'll be starting soon. Yeah. Yeah, the Rodriguez kid, he's a thumper, bro. He's a thumper. And he was right. I don't know. Did you watch the whole Hard Knocks? When he, in the final episode, when he went to go get his clothes at that country place, and he goes, and he's talking about the jeans, and he goes, well, the only problem with jeans with me always is my thighs. And sure enough, dude, when he put on those jeans, his thighs look like he has thighs like Earl Campbell, bro. No wonder he hits the crap out of you. He's got that base. That was the key to Nolan Ryan's career. Why Nolan Ryan lasted so long, why he could throw hard for so long. His training regimen was out of this world. He used to train his arm in a rice barrel, and then his lower body exercises. I mean, that dude looked like a quarter horse with those thighs. That's why he was so powerful for so long. It's impressive as hell. Really is. RedRecover.com, folks. Let's tell you a little bit about RedRecover.com. We love talking about RedRecover.com, where, listen, when we're talking about red light therapy for pain, shoulder, neck, back, knees, ankles, elbows, maybe you got some tennis elbow, RedRecover.com and red light therapy has been around for a long time, and Red Recover has been able to put in very affordable wraps, which is the other thing that you're going to love when you go on to RedRecover.com. Remember, use our code Big O. You will get 10% off there at RedRecover.com. Check it out. You can also buy the hat that I use every day to help grow my hair back. Go to the website, redrecover.com. Check out the blogs, the video blogs. Even Hayden Hurst, former first-round pick and tight end for the Bengals, he's got some video blogs there. He explains it too, how he uses Red Recover for him to optimize his workouts before and after his workouts. He uses the wraps. 15 minutes, man, and you can do it on the go while you're walking around the house, while you're hanging out in the office. 15 minutes. It does not bother you. It's awesome, man, and it's really easy to use, and it will help alleviate a lot of the pain out there and discomfort, maybe an old injury, an old surgery. And let me tell you something. If you have a surgery where you have a scar and you want that thing to heal as much as possible and disappear as much as possible, you don't want that scar tissue left, red light therapy, you use that every day, that can help it also heal and possibly make it completely disappear. It's an amazing technology. It's all natural. There are no side effects. So the kids can use it, the dogs can use it, the adults can use it. Go to redrecover.com, use our code Big O, and get 10% off. All right. What else do we have going on in the world of sports? Let's see what else. So Brady, did you read this? That Gisele Bündchen is not at their Tampa home. Apparently, she's here in Miami. She was in Costa Rica too. So she and the kids are not with Brady. And apparently, that's the report that's coming out from Page Six, from all these kind of tabloids and all that there is some issues in the marriage between Brady and Gisele. Apparently, they are pissed, or she's pissed, that he went back to play one more year. This is going to be a hell of a year for Tom Brady. If Tom Brady can have real success with your wife, like, pissed off, that's strong, dude. Like he can compartmentalize anything in the world if he can do that. Put it that way. That's all I'm saying. If you can do that, then, dude, you are ice all the time. I mean, we're talking about these solid icicles. Or you just don't have ice. You have these permanent icicles in your veins. Because I don't know how that would not be effing with any other man. Like, listen, if you don't care about the woman, then I get it. You care more about football than the woman. I don't get that from him. And with her, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know if he told her, yeah, I'm going to do the 2 years and I'm out or whatever. And he's talked about, I may play to 45, and he's 45 now. And who knows, maybe he really had it like he was done last year, and she thought, okay, cool. And now when you spring that on, now she's pissed. And he's screwed. He has to go back now because he already committed to them. They made their plans for him. So they have to go forward with him. And he has to go forward with them. But how do you explain that to a bitter wife? A powerful wife, by the way. We're not talking about a wife that needs your money to survive. So she's kind of just fighting on the behalf of just being a wife and a mother. Like, hey, why aren't you here with our family? You don't need that. She's like, hey, I don't need you either. I have plenty of money. I don't even need to ask you for alimony or anything like that. I got enough money that I can take care of the kids on my own. That kind of power wife. If he's able to balance all of this and win a Super Bowl, and if he play more, you know what? It's not so much that he has to win a Super Bowl, but if he plays clear to impeccable and they didn't win the Super Bowl, get there for all the other reasons that aren't Brady, then I got to tip my hat to him and say, wow, dude, you are mentally as tough as they get. Because not only are you playing football, not only are you playing football at a high level, not only are you having success, but you also have your wife that is in the hate zone, and you're able to also balance that too. Wow. Amazing. Not a lot of people can do that. We shall see. Big O, she is overseeing the home construction down here. Brady is the man. We will see. We'll see. Apparently, there's some issues in the Brady world. Like he said, come on, man, I got a lot of shit going on. When he threw that line out there, I was like, yeah, that's a G line right there, dude. Like that's one that undresses the writer, and then you can't say anything else. But if you don't believe me, Page 6 reported on Tuesday that Giselle has returned to Florida from Costa Rica. However, she's apparently not in the family home in Tampa that she says she's believed to be living in Miami apart from Brady, prepping for the season. The issues between the two seem to boil down to Giselle's perception that Brady cares more about football than his family relationship with her. Not in Tampa, not in Costa Rica. She's here in Miami, and she's saying, Brady, you are a jerk. See, the thing is, I don't know who to side with because I don't know what happened behind the scenes. I don't know if he told her, yeah, I'm done, and then he surprised her and he came back, or,
Is this why Belichick came to Miami early?
Also, yes. Yeah, go talk to Giselle. There you go. You're on to something. He's on to something. Belichick trying to re-recruit Brady back to New England to replace Tommy Kidd, right? Because they have Tommy Kidd now. They want to get Tommy Boy back, but they want to replace Tommy Kidd. How about that? I thought Asian Day Spa, spying, placing some mics all over the place, poisoning Tua. He might be right. Maybe they're here for a couple of extra days to recruit Giselle, because you don't recruit Brady, you recruit Giselle. So now Giselle will say, okay, well, listen, I won't be mad at you if you go play for the Patriots next year. Yeah, I guess she's not having fun, so she wants to make sure Brady doesn't have any fun next year. Go play for Belichick and have no fun. Oh, I love it. Mike says Brady should follow my man Leonardo DiCaprio and trade up for a younger girl that won't complain. Yeah, Leonardo is, and let me tell you, Leonardo goes through women like we go through underwear. That guy is hanging out with one different babe after another, after another, after another. Man, I got to tell you, that dude is, and after everything, because at first I thought he was more of a pretty boy than anything else, and he had the one hit, and then he's gone on to make a whole bunch of other movies that I've watched, and it's like, okay, this dude can act, bro. This guy's good. This guy's good. I thought Leo was more about the hype and the just the cute kid that girls are gonna love, right? And dude, that guy grew up, and that guy proved over and over again in several movies that he can act his ass off. He's a good actor, man. I got to give him mad props. Not just for all the action that he obviously attracts, but yeah. He put it this way, he has the edge. That's what Leonardo DiCaprio has. He has the edge. Okay? And then he finds one honey after another that is delicious, smooth, and has zero aftertaste. Just like the drink. Yeah, because when you find hot women, they're usually delicious, smooth, and they have zero aftertaste. And if you get onto the website at myedgedrink.com and you order it because you can't get it in stores, guess what? You will find out it's delicious, smooth, and has zero aftertaste. So go to myedgedrink.com and try the greatest energy drink on the planet. I love it, man. I love Edge Energy Drink. So good. Delicious, smooth, and zero aftertaste. All right. Let me take a 1-minute break. When we come back, Craig Mish should be joining us to talk a little baseball. Baseball has been very, very good to us. Back with Craig Mish, our insider, talking a little Marlins and a little MLB. Next.
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks, eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated, they offer free 30-day storage, full-service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
Why is it that you get locked out in the worst moments of your life?
Where are my car keys? Man, I can't find my house keys.
In those frustrating moments, you need a locksmith you can count on. A. Lenny Locksmiths in South Florida, from Miami to Port St. Lucie. In Central Florida, A. Lenny locks it down in Orlando and Tampa Bay. Lockouts or lock changes for home or business. Car key replacements and programming all model cars. 24-hour service. Call them at 855-869-5625. Go to the website at alennylocksmith.com.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646. Time to step in the batter's box with one of the best insiders covering Major League Baseball and the Miami Marlins, Craig Mish. The Batter's Box is brought to you by Welton Rayom Attorneys at Law. Personal injury, bankruptcy, or criminal defense. Call for a free consultation. 954-966-4646 or go online at WRFLAlaw.com. Here's insider Craig Mish.
There he is, ready to rock and roll, Mr. Craig Mish. How are you doing, sir? Good afternoon.
I'm doing well, Orlando. Good to be with you here. Opening night of the NFL, always very exciting.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. 8 losses in a row is not exciting. I'm just wondering how is
it's 9, isn't it?
Or 9. God, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's just. Have you heard from how the players are? I mean, it's got to be demoralizing what's going on right now for them at this point. What's the vibe like in that locker room?
The vibe. What is the vibe like?
Is it just let's finish the season? Is that what it is?
I think that's fair. It's like you know at the end of the season a funeral is coming, and it's like just waiting for it to happen. I think that's kind of fair. I mean, you know that a lot of the players that guys looking over at probably at their teammates left and right, knowing you're not going to be here, you're not going to be here, I'm not going to be here. A lot of that happening.
Yeah, it's no fun to watch, man. It's one of I can't even watch a few innings in a row anymore now. It's like I tune in for an inning and a half, and then I run out of gas, and I'm like, man, there's no hope here.
Yeah, I did that. I think after they got swept by the Dodgers, and then we hit September. Like 1 week, I've been there. I'm there now. I'm there now. And for me, with the way that I cover sports, is that I still have the pieces that I do for the Herald, and I do work with you and I work with the podcast. But just in general, for me, I go from probably like 85-15 baseball, football to now like 50-50. Now it's like I'm really now engaged in my other work with college and pro and and I'll watch the NFL game tonight, and no disrespect to Sandy, but that's the way it's got to be.
Oh, for sure. No, I'll have Sandy on, but it'll be on the smaller TV on the side, and I'll have the big game. I'll have the football.
My
game
son still watches baseball over everything, so that's how I get my info now.
Well, I'm looking forward to at least we get to talk playoffs coming up. So I'm actually exactly. I can't wait for a couple of weeks here so we can get into the playoff groove and at least we can talk. So let's get into a little bit of a playoff groove.
Okay.
How concerned should Yankee fans be with their offense, which is kind of baffling at times?
I think we talked about this 2 months ago. It's no different
Yeah.
than what it was then. Look, when you're relying on that Matt Carpenter and, and relying on left-handed hitters to just clear that right porch, this is the dynamic that you're going to find yourselves in. And the Yankees don't. Let's not get it twisted. They're a very good team. They have the best offensive player in baseball this season and really offensively talented players. But good pitching is going to beat good hitting, and this is more than just a 1 month funk for the Yankees. And they're going to make the postseason. They're probably going to win the division. And like I told you before, and I'll say it again, they're going to match up with the Rays, or they're going to match up with some team that pitches well for 3 games, and they're going to lose, and that's going to be the end of their season. They're not going to win the World Series, and I don't think they're going to win the AL pennant either.
So let me ask you something. What happens with the contract talks with Judge?
Look, I don't know. I would just be guessing, but he bet on himself at the beginning of the season not signing that extension, and he's going to naturally ask to be AAV wise probably the highest paid outfielder in Major League Baseball, and either the Yankees or some other team will pay him. And the dynamic, and look, he's played center field this year too, but the dynamic that has really changed is that, like when Stanton did his contract, it was a really poor deal, projectable, because you just knew that he wasn't going to play the outfield Orlando at this stage of his career.
Exactly, yeah.
But now the DH is there, and Judge is still young, and the National League teams are going to be fighting for him. This is way different than what it was in the past. But do I think the Yankees pay up and keep him? Of course, that's the way that I'm going to think this. But you would ask me the same thing about Freddie Freeman. I would have thought that too. And the Braves are the hottest team in baseball. They're winning, or they're right there in terms of the division. They replaced Freddie Freeman, no problem, with Matt Olson. This is sports. LeBron James changed the game. He changed the game. When he left Cleveland and went to Miami, best players and your favorite players, iconic players, are not afraid to change locations anymore. You can't ever think that is something going to be historical forever. It's never going to be like that anymore.
Yeah, Doug Gottlieb is not having a good time with the whole Freddie Freeman story there, unfortunately.
That story is really interesting because it just goes to show you that, and this is no offense to Doug, because I think that there are a lot of other hosts that do the same thing, and I don't know exactly how he got his info, if he had any info, or this was just saying something. I have no idea, but it goes to show you that maybe we all have to be a little bit more accountable for some of the things that they say, because
that's the problem. And that was the refreshing part about the Gottlieb situation, is not enough people are held accountable.
No,
that's the problem.
No, they're not. And this has been going on all those talking shows,
Years.
Those opinions.
Yeah.
I cannot believe that has really been the last decade of what has made sports talk fun. I can't stand those shows, man. Maybe that's just me getting old and I don't whatever, but I just have no interest whatsoever in seeing two people yell and scream about an opinion. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but
I just like doing straight sports talk, bro. You know what I mean?
Let people engage with you and tell you what on social media, what they like, what they don't like, and we're paid to have opinion. I get that for sure, but somewhere along the line we lost that opinion with.
We've gone from opinion to manipulation. We've gone from opinion to bait click, because that's all they do on ESPN. It's all right, let's come up with topics to try to stir shit up. And, you don't have to stir anything up, dude. Just talk sports.
I feel like
everything will happen.
Yeah.
It'll all happen naturally for you, dude. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to try to create a story. Stories will happen, and then you can discuss them and argue about them and all that stuff. But that's the problem here.
Right, but the thing is that what has
24-hour news cycle has ruined everything, to be quite honest with you.
Right, but what has changed to me is that I think that you have some of the people who are doing that are just great at having opinions, expressing opinions, and talking. And I think that what we've merged into is the journalists are now part of that.
Yes.
And that is where it has changed, because they're trying to use their information to convey a point when you may not even have that information to make the point. And that's where the line is just so blurred at this point, because I personally would never, if I was invited to do one of those shows and have a strong opinion, I probably wouldn't be as good as them. but I certainly feel like that I could hold my own. But what I wouldn't do is take my journalism aspect of my reporting and
Right.
fake it till I make it. Like I don't think that that would be part of it, just making stuff up
Right.
to make my point. I don't think that that's something I could do, even if I was paid to do it. It would feel icky to me.
Yeah. No, I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. All right. Mets or Braves? Who wins the division? Braves are
You-
coming in strong.
Yeah, Scherzer's out, and my guy Marte is out. But they do have the easier schedule, and listen. If we're gonna play that card, Orlando, we're gonna honestly in 2022. You and I are gonna learn together what strength of schedule really means in Major League Baseball. We're gonna find out this year because the Mets schedule is way easier than the Braves, and it is not even close. So if
Okay.
the Braves win the division this year, I don't ever want to hear about strength of schedule in baseball again.
I mean, baseball is a funky sport. It's something that the best team can lose to the worst team.
Absolutely.
And it can happen quite a bit, actually. It won't happen in football. It won't happen in basketball quite a bit. It'll be rare that it happens in those sports. But the way baseball is, the beauty of baseball actually is that it gives even the lesser team a chance in the most oddest situations.
I agree.
It's
agree.
Which
And
is
look,
what makes the game
Washington.
great, by the way.
Washington's playing better all of a sudden.
Yeah.
You just never know. Honestly, as it comes down to the wire again, I think I may have taken the Braves on my other show, and I'm going to take the Mets with you here. That just tells you I have no idea. I have no.
No, that's why I asked it because
I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I asked it because it's an interesting race. The Braves are hotter right now, obviously.
For sure.
Mets just suffered a major setback. So you're like, okay, wait a minute. What the hell is going on here? All right, before I let you go, one more thing. Oakland is a disaster.
The A's?
Yeah, the A's.
Okay.
And they are a disaster this year, obviously. And then they've got this whole mess on trying to get their ballpark done there in Oakland.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Vegas also fighting for their right. Let me ask you something. Why are two cities fighting for the rights to work for a team that doesn't work hard enough to win?
I don't understand.
And doesn't spend.
I'm not understanding your question.
Well, they don't actually make the ultimate commitments to really winning. They have their money ball, but they don't add any money to the money ball. Ever.
And your question is, why should the fans show up?
No, not the fans. Why should Oakland and why should Las Vegas want that
I understand.
ownership group?
I understand.
Why would you want to deal? I want to deal with Mickey Arison because he's going to spend. Okay, I want to deal with the Steinbrenners because they're going to spend. So I get it. Look, public-private partnership, I'm not a big fan of it at all. But if you're going to do a public-private partnership, well, then don't do it with the Jeffrey Lorias of the world, dude. Do it with owners that actually are going to then put back into your community, i.e. Mickey. That, Mickey first paid for the arena. I don't know if you know that. And then the city's paying him back over 30 years at like $6 million a year. But Mickey did open up heat stores throughout South Florida and things like that. And they fill up the bars in South Florida because their teams are really good. So they do the things that give back to the community, not just in representing, but also fiscally. They create things that create jobs and create opportunities for other because their product is so good. That's why I'm saying if you're going to make a public-private partnership with somebody, do it with somebody that at least is responsible and is going to meet you halfway.
Well,
where has this Oakland ownership has ever shown it, and why are two cities fighting for a deadbeat team like this?
Yeah, well, I think in the end, the idea is that Oakland probably has promissory notes saying that they will change the way that they operate Orlando. I mean, that's the only answer for this. And whether or not you believe them is unclear, but...
Yeah, I saw Jeffrey Loria spend for 90 days.
That is true, and he was not a believable individual in the end. But maybe Oakland is different. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Look, we're going to have two teams sold coming up here for $2 billion. I believe. I believe that both Washington and the Angels are going to be $2 billion teams, each $2 billion.
Yeah,
and I think over $2 billion, if I'm not mistaken. And
well,
so it shows you what those franchises are worth. And it also tells you probably what I'm saying is accurate, that the A's ownership is going to have to pony up and it will not be defendable if they don't have a payroll of 100 to 200, more than that. What am I saying? 150 to 200 million with a team in Las Vegas. And my guess is that's going to happen. Look, I'm the half full guy when it comes to that sort of stuff. So my guess is Oakland ends up, if Oakland ends up there, that's not, I don't think, what Major League Baseball wants. Major League Baseball wants Oakland to stay in Oakland, Tampa to have a new stadium and stay in Tampa, and they want an expansion team in Las Vegas. That's what they want, Orlando. They want two expansion teams, Nashville and Vegas.
Where would the other one be from Vegas?
Nashville.
Oh, Nashville. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, Nashville is up and coming. They are doing stuff there to be.
They don't want teams relocating. They want new franchises.
No, I get it. I don't.
But Oakland has a huge fan base in Oakland. They just don't go to the games. I mean, the Bay Area is tremendous. You know that. You live there.
I know. I know. It's not the fans.
Tampa's an issue. Tampa's an issue.
Well, Tampa's only an issue because you still haven't made the total commitment, bro.
I know, but even if you did, I don't know that it would work. I don't know.
You think that? Well, you know the Tampa market better than I do. You think it's too transient? Is that what it is with Tampa?
I think that even if, honestly, Orlando with Tampa and Miami, I don't think that there will ever be full commitment. Regardless of, I mean, the Rays have won a lot in the last decade.
Yeah, but they lose everybody. They don't really commit finally, like, to keeping a star around.
I don't think that will ever change here or there. And so, giving them a stadium, especially the way that things got raw here, this is so.
I think if you got a real owner here, I think you'll pack the stadium. You don't think if Moss owned the team?
No, he's full of crap. Stop it.
Why, you don't think
he was never going to do those things he said he was going to do? Never.
Why? He built
because he wasn't. He was full of crap. He was never going to keep Stanton here, and if he did, it would have been like Loria for 1 year and gone. Come on,
dude.
You did not buy that crap.
Hold on. Yes, I do buy it. I worked with him.
I understand. I don't buy it. I don't buy the things that he said. I personally do not.
I mean, let me do something. Let me enlighten you, because maybe you need to be enlightened on this. Do you know he built a stadium for fun for $175 million?
I think that it's all well and good until you go through your first year here and you lose a lot, and then you realize we need to be more responsible with the money. That's my opinion.
Dude, the guy went out and got stars. The only thing is they led him to the wrong old stars, but he spent the money, and then now he's spending it again. But that stadium is going to be a white elephant. It's going to be with a minor league team when he moves to Miami and builds another stadium.
How much is that?
Wait, hold on a second. He's got the MLS team. He's got the minor league team. He just bought an international team. He owns 3 teams. He's going to build 2 stadiums.
How much is that all worth?
How are you telling me that he wouldn't have spent, dude? The guy spends. He made a shit ton of mistakes the first couple of years with the franchise, with the GM and all that. And yeah, okay, fine. That happens, man. You open up a new business, you live and learn. The man's living and learning, but he spends, Mish. He spends, dude.
Maybe he did. And what is the total amount that he spent?
And that's MLS.
And what's the number? Do you have a clue? I don't have a clue.
Of what? What are you asking?
What does it cost to operate and own an ML? What is that franchise worth? The MLS franchise?
They're worth around $500-600 million, something like that. That's what they're going for nowadays. Some will go for a little bit more, but the expansion fee is like $500 million now.
Okay, I mean, it's crazy to think that could be what, half of what a Major League Baseball franchise
would have spent, bro.
No, I don't believe that.
I'm around the guy. He's a maniac. He wants to win.
Okay.
The poor guy hired the wrong GM, and they effed up, and they made a whole bunch of it. Look, I was there, bro. I saw it firsthand. It was a disaster. They made a whole bunch of mistakes. Now they've got the right people in. Chris Henderson. And Chris did a great job at Seattle. He was a Fusion player when I was covering the Fusion back in the day. Chris is a stud, and now you can see how he's turning the team around already. But I'm telling you, if the Marlins had a real owner, we would have good attendance there. I'm not telling you to be sold out or anything, but we'd be at 20,000.
I don't agree.
I think so. If we actually gave them a good team, we gave them stars to follow every year, I think we would support baseball. I think we're so beaten down now for a couple decades of just, crap every year that's why I think we've kind of lost hope. But I think we will support anything that's good. Like the Panthers, I think we'll get back to getting a crowd. They're already working on it now here towards the end of the last season. They go out and have, again, more success. They're going to start loading up that arena too, man. I saw it.
The Panthers is undeniable based on the record of success the last couple of years, but I think it takes more than just
They
win.
made a commitment that the Marlins have never had. They've made commitments to core players for years. So they've given themselves an opportunity to build a tradition and for kids to grow up with those guys.
What about the last 20 years before
we need a child. We need a child to grow up with Sandy. And when he's like 20 and Sandy's retiring, that's the kind of shit we need. We don't have any of that with the Marlins.
I don't agree at all.
Wow.
I don't. I mean, the Panthers were horrible for 20 years. Orlando, no one went to games. So now all of a sudden, now it's time to buy. I mean, no one bought the Panthers for 20 years. They were
they shouldn't. And they shouldn't. They were terrible for 20 years. There was no reason to buy them at all. They didn't even have the 2 championships that the Marlins had sprinkled in their terribleness. You know what I'm saying? But now, of course, people are buying into it, and they're buying the jerseys, and the crowds were packing them in during the playoffs. Why? Because that's who we are. Once you make it an event, we will go. The Marlins have failed to make baseball an event. Dude, when Dontrell Willis got hot, that stadium was packed.
It was packed.
Dontrell Willis outing, they were packed. Why? Because it became an event. D-Train, yada, yada, all that stuff. Dude, what was it? The Randy Johnson Dontrell game, right? That was the one, right? One of those. That was
right.
That was like, that was like an event, brother. That was awesome that night.
Their team was pretty good in 2004. All they lost was Pudge and D. Lee.
Yeah.
Coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what happened? No one went.
And then they broke it up. But you got to keep, because nobody buys you that you're going to keep things going. You have to prove it to them.
Well,
that's where the Marlins have failed.
Proven nothing. They've proven nothing. But I can't buy that that Jorge Mas would have been the recipe.
He would have helped out, bro.
Okay, I don't buy that. But again, you obviously have a much more intimate relationship there. I personally,
Mishmeister, who builds $175 million stadium for fun? For fun.
No, not for fun. There's always money involved.
It's pandemic and everything. It's been hell for them, dude. That stadium was empty for a year and a half.
I understand. Listen, we are just going to agree to disagree on this.
Yeah. We'll agree to disagree on this one. But you think about it. He goes, oh well, I'm delayed over in Miami to build it. Well, I'll build the stadium for fun for now to get us through.
Wasn't there some land involved in this whole thing or no?
No. No, the land that is the one over there. This was built on county land, so now Broward County has, they get a field day. They have a stadium that they can work with at times.
Gotcha.
And they built a football field for them also for the people in Broward County. They built several fields there, not just a stadium, not just an academy. Also, have you been to that place? Have you seen the entire?
I have not. I know I used to go to Fort Lauderdale all the time. So
you need to go by there and check it out so you can go, holy shit, damn, he spent a lot. Now, I told you just the stadium. Go look at the training facility that they built. State of the art, dude. State of the art. It's nasty.
Okay.
He's the real deal, man. He just made a bunch of mistakes, but he'll get it done.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. You know it much better than I do.
All right, what do you got going on? Swings and misses, Sports Grid. Tell them everything.
I mean, now it's football season, so Sports Grid is really kicking in here. Fantasy football, 11 a.m. Eastern, Newswire, 2 p.m. Eastern. Swings and misses is done until the end of the season, and then at the end of the year, we'll do like a, who's back, who's not type thing.
Right.
But I see the thing is that for me, only doing the Marlins on swings and misses, unlike you get to cover everything. It just me pounding them every week. Orlando is no fun. I'm just not going to do it. It's just no fun for anyone.
That's why when you come on, I don't make it an all Marlins segment.
Oh, it's no fun. It sucks. So I stopped. But we'll be back at the end of the season, and then I honestly have to assess myself with this too. Like as far as my sponsorships for podcasts and my work for the Herald and doing the stuff I do with you and I do for other people too. It has been a hard 5 years doing this, sort of building something. And I think that for my reputation and for my career, I think I've carved something really nice out.
You've done a great job.
There's always got to be end game. I have 2 kids. Like I got to make sure that I'm being compensated properly for all this stuff. So I'll assess that down the line too. But that's not a. I'm the last thing
have to do their part to make your job a little better, bro. I mean, to make everybody that covers them a little better. You know what I mean?
I think that I probably have more access, more insight than maybe anybody has ever had covering the Marlins. I think that that's something I'm proud of. But that's just something that I can say. Like it's at some point, I think in life when you turn 40, I'm going to be 50. There has to be end game to all of this. And I have to believe also that it's worth doing this because I want them to be good and I want to be able to capitalize on that a little bit. I'm sure like they wanted to be able to capitalize on that too. I want to be in that boat too.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm with you there, man. It's rough.
Yeah,
it's rough. Follow him on Twitter at Craig Mish, of course, and catch him doing his thing here every week with the Welt and Rayom Batters Box. Mishmeister, as always, I appreciate you, bro. Much love. We have a great weekend, my friend. Enjoy the football.
Yeah, good luck in your first week of fantasy, too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. May the big win be yours. Be good. There you go, the Mishmeister. He probably has like 8 fantasy teams. We are now stepping out of the Batter's Box.
You've been listening to the Batter's Box with MLB and Marlins insider Craig Mish. The Batter's Box is brought to you by Welton Rayom Attorneys at Law. Personal injury, homeowners, or condo property damage, bankruptcy, or criminal defense. Call for a free consultation at 954-966-4646 or go online at WRFLA.com. Download any episode by subscribing to our podcast at Big O Radio Show on most platforms.
All right. Yes, and call our friends Welton Rayom. I firsthand saw them bring a insurance company to their knees. So, yes, trust me. They know what they're doing. 954-966-4646. So if you've got some commercial litigation, personal injury, business owner claims, condo damages, homeowner property damage, Welt and Rayom will get it done. Jeff and Daniel, they know what the hell they're doing, man. I'm telling you, I saw it firsthand. I am very satisfied with our case. That was won. So it was good. Big O just hates California. Exactly. I go there all the time, but I hate it. I feel bad for Oakland A's fans. I really do. I just think it's garbage when you have owners like Loria, and Dean Spanos with the Chargers. All kinds. There's just some of these owners that you just don't want to deal with. And the A's, to me, are shysters. That's all. They do nothing. Just like the Rays owners, shysters. Just because they have some good baseball people that can find you talent, but you never keep it. You never allow your fans to grow up with, a core of players and things like that. There's no real commitment to winning. You're just hoping you can catch a lightning in the bottle for 1 year, like Kansas City and Miami did. That's all. That's what you're hoping for. And it can happen because it's happened in baseball in the past, but that's what you're hoping for, that lucky year that you put everything together. And that's what you call constructing a team. That's what I call you just roll the dice is what you're doing. All right, 855-912-1056. If you want to get in on the Welt and Rayom text line, that's 855-912-1056. If you want to get in on the Welt and Rayom text line, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there as always. When sports and business collide, we like to do one thing, baby, and it is called the KSDT Sports Business Report. Oh, yeah. When we talk about something that is impressive, we talk about Fox and the Super Bowl. Okay? And it's not really a thing about Fox, it's more about the Super Bowl. Per the Sports Business Journal, Fox ad inventory for the Super Bowl is about 95% sold out. The season hasn't even started yet. And they've got 95% of the ads already sold out for the Super Bowl. An undetermined number of ads have gone for over $7 million a spot. Around this time a year ago, NBC's inventory was almost completely depleted. So the early run on Fox's ad slots isn't unusual. Like I told you, it's not a Fox thing. It's a Super Bowl thing. A week before the game, NBC had sold out their remaining inventory, with some of the slots crossing the $7 million mark. Per Sports Business Journal, many of the buyers are returnees, though some new ones are joining the fray. Beer, since AB IVE dropped exclusivity earlier this year, seems to be a popular category. Molson's Coors tweeted that they had invested in the ad space along with Hollywood studios. No surprise there. So the ads are already flowing in for the Super Bowl, and it's $7 million for a 30-second commercial. $7 million plus, actually, because some people are paying over $7 million a commercial. And you wonder why they're in a commercial break for like 25 minutes during the halftime? Because they have got to sell as much as they can. Holy moly. That's sports business at its best right there. And that, of course, is our KSDT CPA Sports Business Report.
This has been the KSDT Sports Business Report. KSDT CPA is one of South Florida's largest and one of the country's fastest growing accounting firms. KSDT is recognized by Forbes as one of the top tax and accounting firms for 2022. KSDT CPA is a full service firm that also excels in crypto. Visit online at ksdtcpa.com or call 305-670-3370.
All right. So let me ask you something. Did Nick Chubb take a shot at Baker Mayfield? That's the question. And this weekend, as most of you know, Carolina and Cleveland are playing. You know the funny part about that game? Who gives a crap about Carolina and Cleveland except for people in Carolina and Cleveland? Nobody gives a shit about those two teams playing. Nobody would ever give a crap about those two teams playing because they're never really a draw as it is, right? The Browns are probably one of the more overhyped teams ever, and the Carolina Panthers never accomplish anything. They have a running back that gets injured every year. But all of a sudden, there's interest in this one simply because Baker Mayfield is taking on his former team. That's it. So Nick Chubb was asked about the matchup on what he expects from Mayfield, and he says, "We all know Baker, so I don't know what to expect." So is that saying that Baker is erratic, that Baker, you don't know what he's going to do, that Baker is too emotional, he's inconsistent? That's probably what it is. It's probably a little bit of all of that. But it's funny how a Cleveland Browns Carolina Panthers matchup gets some interest and some headlines across the country simply because of Baker. And then remember that story that came out a couple of weeks ago where the woman said that Baker told her that he's going to F Cleveland up. And then Baker denied that he told her, but she said, no, I'm not backing up from this. No, he said it. I heard it. But it's funny how this is a game that nobody would ever care about, except if you're a Browns or Panthers fan. And I'm sorry for Browns and Panther fans, but, your games are irrelevant. Okay? Trust me, I'm a Dolphins fan. Our games are irrelevant. You just got to say it. You got to, it is what it is. It's important to us Dolphin fans, but, our games haven't been really that important in a long, long time. And neither are Carolinas or the Browns. Lord knows, especially the Browns, the team that gets more overhyped every year about doing something and they do nothing. But it's just kind of funny how this whole thing's talked up. Nick Chubb takes the shot. I think people will be interested because of the soap opera drama that comes with this matchup. Not because you're looking to get wowed by, is it Jabroni Brissett, right? Jabroni Brissett and Baker Mayfield. That's not a matchup that anybody really looks forward to. Oh, man. That is just awesome. Absolutely awesome. Too freaking funny, man. Too funny. All right. So, folks, are you looking to learn a new language? Are you looking to learn maybe a little Spanish? You can hook up with La Chicas here in town. Maybe a little French. Maybe you're going on the road. Maybe you're going to Italy. Maybe you're going to Germany. Well, listen, what I want you to do is download Babbel. It is the language learning app that has sold more than 10 million subscriptions. I'm telling you, folks. And for most of us, learning a second language, like in high school or college, wasn't really easy, right? It was kind of hard. So the idea is to make it fun, to make it addictively fun, and that's exactly what Babbel does right now, whether you're traveling abroad, connecting in a deeper way with La Chicas or family, or you've got some free time. Babbel teaches bite-sized language lessons that you can actually use in the real world. Dame un lápiz. Nobody's going to hand you a pencil. You're not going to use that in real life. It's just not happening. Okay, relax. We're going to teach you real Spanish. 15-minute lessons make it the perfect way to learn new language on the go. So you could be relaxing in your lunch break. You could be taking a power walk. You could be just actually hanging out in the house. Whatever it is that you're doing, you can even do it on the go. A lot of language learning apps, they use AI for lesson plans, but Babbel's lessons were created by over 100 language experts, and their teaching methods have been scientifically proven to be effective. My daughter's using it now to brush up on her Spanish. Babbel, you can choose from 14 different languages like Spanish, German, French, Italian. Plus, their speech recognition technology helps you improve your pronunciation and your accent, and you're going to thank Babbel for that. And there's so many ways to learn with Babbel. In addition of the lessons, you can also access podcasts, games, videos, stories, and even live classes. Plus, when it comes with it also comes with a 20-day money-back guarantee. So start learning the new language right now with Babbel. Hey, listen, save up to 60% on your prescriptions when you go to Babbel.com/Big O. That's Babbel.com/Big O for up to 60% off your subscription. Babbel, language for life. All right. Thank you all out there as always. Appreciate you. What else do we have? Not kissing your butt, but there's only been one person in Miami that tells it like it is. You smoothly separate your opinions from the facts, mainly on Dolphins, but with all other sports. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate it. We try, my brother. We're never going to be perfect. We're going to get plenty wrong, and we'll get some right. That's just the way it is in life, man. Oh, I'm a lifelong A's fan and lived within blocks of the Coliseum. I watched a lot of great players go to other teams and win championships, but I remain a fan. No, I get you. It's not a fan thing. It's an owner thing. The A's have disgusting owners. Those clowns are never, ever committed to really winning. And that, to me, is the problem. I just don't like seeing, when the Browns lost their team and Modell left, packed it up and went to Baltimore. That's wrong because it wasn't the Browns fans' fault. The Browns fans are super committed to their team. It was, the whole thing that they spent the money on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but not the stadium, and they weren't willing to do that and all that, and they ended up losing their team. To their credit, they kept the history. I thought that was super smart and cool on Cleveland's part to keep their name and their history. So when they got their expansion team, they got their name and their history back. I thought that was actually really, really cool. And for the Ravens, actually, they get to develop their own history there, because obviously the Colts history came and went, right? So there it is. What else do we have here? I'm picking the Panthers on Sunday until C-Mac is injured again. They will be competing with C-Mac and DJ Moore on offense. Thomas says, look forward to see Bills Mafia go down hard tonight. Tuanon says, man, not sure about all the Tua hate or other channels. So-called fans are crazy. Tua is the best QB the Dolphins have had in decades. He will prove that, my brother. He will prove that. I agree with you on that. I think now that as long as they block and they can run, he'll be able to do his thing. But they've got to be able to block and run because he's not that kind of quarterback. You know, Drew Brees, Joe Montana, Fran Tarkenton. I've talked about this before. All these kind of quarterbacks, these guys can't have 2-3 guys draped on them and they're going to throw a 30-yard rope. They need clean pockets. All right? And there's a lot of quarterbacks like that weren't big, powerful dudes. They weren't built like Cam and Ben Roethlisberger and, those big, giant animals that can take on 2-3 guys and still, get a throw off. Montana wasn't going to be able to do that. And Tua's just like that. He's one of those kind of quarterbacks. You're going to have to give him a clean pocket so he can work the game. There are different physical freaks, man. Right? Derrick Henry will run your ass over. Well, Barry Sanders wasn't going to run your ass over. He was going to run by you. He was going to fake you out. He was going to break your ankles. And then he was going to dance in the end zone. There's different ways to skin a cat, There's different ways to be a player in this league. And there's no right way to be a great player. It's different. And that's why you see a Dwight Clark, and that's why you'll see a Gronkowski and a Mark Bavaro, right? Because Dwight Clark ain't going to block like Mark Bavaro or Gronkowski or George Kittle, but Dwight Clark's going to be a great tight end for you. It's just a different kind of. Kellen Winslow wasn't going to block for you either, but he was going to catch everything in sight. He was going to make big plays because he was a big, giant, wide receiver. So was Dwight Clark. But Kittle and Gronk and Bavaro were great receivers, and they were great blockers. That's all. There's different ways of being a player. Oronde Gadsden wasn't a great player, but he was a physical player that could make plays in traffic on a consistent basis. Now, is that what some receivers want to be like? No. You think Juju Smith-Schuster wants to go up in the air constantly fighting for footballs? No. He wants to run past you, get separation to catch the football. Different kind of receivers, different kinds of greatness. Calvin Johnson wasn't necessarily running past everybody, but boy, he was open every time you were next to him because excuse me, you weren't going to catch him. He was going to out-leap you. He was going to out-muscle you. He was going to out-physical you. It's the way it is, man. And there are different ways to be a quarterback. We have too much of this whole thing that we're in love with only one way to be a quarterback. You've got to be 6'5", you've got to be built like a wall, and you've got to be able to throw it 100 yards downfield. No. Oh, which player on the Finns is the one you would want on your side in a bar fight? Where are you going, Sean? Huh. Oh, the tackle. The veteran tackle. What's his name? No, not Teron Armstead. D tackle.
Oh, D tackle.
That he barely plays. He's the backup.
Sealer?
No. Well, actually, Sealer's good. I like Sealer because he fights swamp things. So I'll take that guy too.
What are you talking about, though?
The older guy, the guy that's there like a leader, bro. He doesn't. You know who I'm talking about. You guys know who I'm talking about.
Jenkins?
No, yes, Jenkins. John Jenkins.
John Jenkins.
That's it. Nice job by you. John Jenkins or Zach Sealer. Give me one of those two guys. Any of those two guys. And I'm fighting you. I'm fighting you. I'm fighting alligators. I'm fighting bears. I'm fighting anything. I'm fighting lions. Yeah, give me those two guys. Any of those two guys. You good with that?
I like Alec Ingold or Ethan Carter.
Okay, that's fine.
They're just going to ram their head into a wall for me.
Yeah, but these guys will ram and then they'll pick you up and slam you also.
So will those guys.
I don't know. I don't know if they're as big and strong as those two guys that I'm talking about, but okay.
Cater Kohu?
Yeah.
That dude is ripped.
Yeah,
bro.
isn't he?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he is ripped.
God.
He is ripped. By the way, he's also very popular on the downloads.
He is. Everybody wants to know about
Cater Kohu.
Kohu.
He's a good kid, man.
Yes.
You could tell he's just super.
He's got a good personality.
Yeah.
It's not over and it's not under. It's he's there.
Dude, he's been in the worst scenarios of life. Like he was in a country and a moment and a place that probably didn't have a lot of hope. And so when he's here, that he's able, like I told him yesterday in the interview, if you didn't catch it, that he's living the American dream now. He's more appreciative of what he's doing than anybody else because he's seen a lot worse than we have. Really impressive young man. And they like him, obviously. Give me Daryl Gardner and Tim Bones. Yeah, but they're not on the team right now, Frank. The hell's wrong with you, Frank? They said, do some of you listen to the questions that people ask and then you turn it around? You got to pick somebody on the team. Miami has one of the deepest and most talented D lines in the NFL. Can't wait to see Wilkins, Ogba, Sealer, Raekwon, Jalen Phillips, and company bring it on Sunday. Wilkins will be a Pro Bowler. I agree with that, by the way. I like
Flowers
Christian.
listed as an end, or is he an outside linebacker? Where do they got him at?
He's probably an end.
I figured, but he did say
he can play outside linebacker.
In one of his interviews, they had him down.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, but that's why he fits here because he can move him around a little bit on the outside.
Yep.
Although I think he'll play more on the end side than.
I wonder if he's meeting up with Kraft and Belichick while they're here.
Well, he knows them. He knows them. That's for sure. Let's see. Big O, my biggest concern for this upcoming game with the new is the fact that we have a first year going up against a guy that's been around for a long time. Factor, I think, yes. Yeah, it could be a factor. And then again, Brian Flores beat him. And I guess, Brian Flores knew him better. So we'll see. We shall see. I think the Dolphins are the better team. And they're home, so they should win. That's the way I look at it. That's just me. All right. When we talk about giving you an edge, not just Edge energy drink at myedgedrink.com and use our code Big O to get 10% off. But we also need an edge to get our lockdown segment going. And we've got a pick for tonight's lockdown segment. Let's go with our A. Lenny lockdown segment.
Time to lock it down. The Lockdown is brought to you by ALennyLocksmith.com. Services in South Florida from Miami to Port St. Lucie. In Central Florida, ALennyLocksmith.com locks it down in Orlando and Tampa Bay. Here's the Big O to tell you what needs to be locked Lockdown.
All right, first of all, we got to talk about our failures. And yesterday we failed. We told you to take the Phillies minus 1.5 runs. They won 4-3, damn it. So we lost by that damn half run. So now we're only 9 games over 500 in our 53-game streak at 30, 21, and 2. So tonight, no, I am not going with the Marlins and the Phillies. Phillies are favored by 1.5 runs, the over and under 7 runs. Marlins are plus 105 in the money line, and Philly is minus 130. We're going to switch over to football. Yep. We're going to go with football. And tonight, the Bills are visiting the Rams. The Bills are favored by 2.5 on the road. The over and under is 52. Bills are minus 134 on the money line, and Rams are plus 115 on the money line. There's been some issues with the elbow of the quarterback for the Lions, for Matthew Stafford. I mean, for the Rams, for Matthew Stafford, formerly of the Lions. And I don't know what limitations he does have. But if he has any, which I hope he doesn't, I hope he comes out balling and all of that. But if there are limitations, then I think that puts a damper on you beating a team that is a Super Bowl contender in the Buffalo Bills. And as much as I want to see the Bills lose this game in a bad way, I'm going to lay the 2.5 points for Buffalo against the Rams. I think they can win by that field goal. I think they will win when it's all said and done. As much as it pains me, I have to pick the Bills. I have to be objective here because money is on the line, and I got to give my opinion on this. I can't play the pom-pom games. So I hope I'm wrong, but I think the Bills are going to win this one. Minus 2.5, I'm laying the wood. I'm going with the Bills right here. That's how we lock it down.
The Lockdown is brought to you by ALennyLocksmith.com. Lockouts or lock changes for home or business. Car key replacements and programming. All model cars. 24-hour service. Call them anywhere in South Florida at 855-869-5625. Go to the website at ALennyLocksmith.com where we lock it down.
All right.
Hey, it was brought up in the chat.
Yes.
You lost twice yesterday, by the way, on your lockdown because Wheeler, you'd have lost.
In wrestling?
Yeah.
Oh, that's 2 in a row for me.
Yeah, you're not doing good, buddy.
What the hell's going on here?
Start now.
What the hell is going on here?
Obviously, you're breaking the news with McAfee, but now you're just losing the money.
That's crazy, bro. That's not right. That's almost as bad. Did you see that Ravens fans, they got together because, Lamar Jackson is having his contract issues, right? Isn't the deadline this week? So what's he not going to play? Huh?
My understanding was he said after the first game, the talks are off to the end of the year.
Right.
He's not going to, he'll play, but he's off to the end of the year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, go ahead, gamble on yourself, dude. That's really smart. I think the wheels are falling off Lamar Jackson, but that's just me. We'll find out by the end of this year if he gets even more exposed. But the best part was that, there were some Ravens fans, and sometimes fans can get silly. And they were so concerned about Lamar, they wanted to do a GoFundMe page to try to raise the $250 million. Yeah. Well, the thing's about to expire now at the season starting. They've raised a total of $65. Just a couple bucks short, dude. That's all. $65. I mean, come on, dude. $65. Couldn't you go sell some donuts and you'll probably make more money that way? Go cut a deal with Krispy Kreme or Tim Hortons or wherever the hell you're at in the country. You can go get it. $65. I love that. A whole $65. Let's wish Jared Dokes a good career. He's gone from the Dolphins. Texans signed Jared Dokes to the practice squad. Okay, so there you go. Good for him. Or I think maybe to the roster. Actually, I think they signed him to the roster. But he's with the Texans either way. That's funny as hell, dude. Hanging out with the Texans and $65 as a signing bonus. That is just absolutely awesome. All right, we are going to wrap it up. Yes, what are you going to do?
I'm trying to find out
wrap it up
100% if he participated, and I don't know if the media had. Jalen Waddle was in pads today.
He's playing. I'm not worried
I'm
about
almost
him.
positive
AVG's
he's
not playing.
I'm just.
I think they'll hold out AVG one more week, but I think Waddle's playing. I'm pretty sure of it.
Yeah, because Fusi?
Yeah.
He had the video of him running around during the warm-ups and everything with the helmet and the pads, but I guess nobody's really commented anything further. So I wanted to see that real quick because I wanted to get that out there to you.
All right, there you go. So Waddle on the field. Thank you, Sean, with pads and all. It's a beautiful. He'll play. I'm not worried about it. Hey, tomorrow we're going to be live at Craig Zinn's Acura Pembroke Pines, 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 and Pines. As always, come on out there and join us, man. We'll have a great time out there. Always appreciate you all. If you want to come by and say hi. We'll be out there rocking and rolling, Sean and myself. You all be good out there. We thank, of course, the Brunetti family, Frank Fiore, and the great Steve Calabro for making it nice and easy for us to broadcast out here. And we thank all of you, as always, for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, same bat channel. Have a good one.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big